I'm pressing the button exactly now. Hi, you're with Scott. I'm Super Chuffer. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear. Hi, you're with Scott. I'm sure I'm live now, pretty much. Sure I'm live. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Slinky Socks. Hello, Joe. Hello, Tap Tap. I'm going to be here a little bit earlier today to do a little bit of Alan. Well, you know what I'm doing. You know what we're doing. You know what we're doing. You know what we're doing. Doing a bit of Alan. And then the reason I'm doing it earlier is because today on Battery Exhausted, if you check my other channels, you're watching this one now on Battery Exhausted on the lives. We're doing DSP versus the Tarot a little bit later. Yes, love that. That's really fun. And then I've got Genshin Impact on the Twitch stream after that. And I've got to just quickly deal with a couple of things of housekeeping before we get started. So I am the Super Chuffer. This is my main channel, the Super Chuffer channel. And on there, we recently had a video. It's on this channel as well. Thank you. Fan-made video. Alan has been suggesting I'm mentally unhinged. A couple of people have sucked that up. They've heard me talking about depression. They've heard me talking about getting through depression and anxiety. And they've seen this emotional video. He cried on the internet. Oh, Christ. He must be breaking apart. No, I'm absolutely fine. I'm better than fine. Mentally, I'm good. Which is why I'm moving forward and deciding to wean myself off the antidepressants. In fact, I've done really well. I'm at the very end of it. There are some physical symptoms that come with this. Vertigo, nausea, vomiting, stuff like that because of mirtazapine. I'm not suffering mentally, okay? And as evidence for this, what we've done on this channel, Super Chuffer channel, if you go to the channels, there's a channel here called Mental Health Monday. So this channel's now over a year old because I was doing all this mental health support over a year ago, 2 years ago. And the reason I was in a position to do the support is because I'd been through the process, not had some horrible breakdown or anything like that, just felt like I needed a bit of support and I got it, which was great. That's the right thing to do. It's okay to feel things because we're human. It's okay to talk about them. It's okay to have the emotions. We're human, okay? So that's all good. Another channel that I have on the back burner, the True Binaural and ASMR channel. I don't know if you know about this, but this is much older than that, 8 years old. Right, 8 years old. So in this, I actually detail my journey with that sort of thing. The reason I started the ASMR channel was because I was feeling anxious and I was looking for something to help me sleep. And then that was like the start of a big process. Throughout making of these videos, I ended up going to see the doctors, getting the help, talking about it on the internet, doing things for mental health charities. I actually have since volunteered myself and worked with Mind, my local mental health charity, as a drop-in centre person. I got trained to be, I didn't actually end up doing lots of sessions, but I got trained to be one of the people where if you drop in, I'll be there to talk to you. So I'm not having a, yes, this is live, Joe, big ups, this is live. I'm not having a mental health disorder or crisis. I've dealt with it years ago, and the conversation has come up because Alan is trying to paint me out to be some fragmented state of mind, which is wrong. So you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to try and raise this as some pokey stick. You shouldn't use mental health to poke at somebody. That's stigmatizing. But really, I understand where it's coming from. It's funny ideas that are confused. So I've just laid them to rest. Don't worry about that, okay? We're going to be doing Alan. Oh, but you can keep going on about him. You're going on about him. Yeah, fuck it. You know, he's done a lot more. There's a lot more for us to react to. Alan, there's no point deleting it. I've recorded it. For anyone who doesn't think I've gone to the police about any of this stuff, of course I fucking have. He shouldn't put this on YouTube. He should go to the police. Yeah, of course I have. But also, I should put it on YouTube so everyone can see it. That's my choice. If you don't agree, that's fine. Don't care. For anyone that doesn't like the jokes, for anyone that thinks, I'm your daddy now, is a bit inappropriate. Yeah, it's a little bit inappropriate. That's the point of it. It's a joke. If you don't like that, fuck it. Okay? Fuck it. Like, you know, if you're going to judge me by my sense of humour, and then you're going to slur all this other stuff on that, it's on you. It's not on me. So I'm glad we got that disclaimer out of the way. Looking forward to a big day of content today, including Angry Alan, of course. Oh, he's obsessed with him. But also including, we are doing DSP versus the Tarot on Battery Exhausted. We're doing DSP. He's a different lolcow later on. And then I really want to get and play my Genshin Impact. Oh, one final point. The average age of a streamer, if anyone doesn't understand this, another slur that's been like rolled at me recently is because I'm on Twitch, therefore I'm some sort of like sexy, you know, the kids are on Twitch and I'm trying to approach the kids. Fucking ridiculous, right? Fucking ridiculous. The average age of a streamer is 40 on Twitch. So you should know this, you should see it. I'm just going to try and scroll down to where I posted this on the Twitch. The average age of a streamer is 40. Here it is. This is from Quora. So you can go and check it yourself. The average age of a Twitch streamer is 40. So I'm just all right there, bang on the right age. If you don't understand gaming and you don't understand the modern world, again, get fucked. That's up to you. But don't try and make me out to be some sort of weirdo, because I enjoy the things that many, 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 many people in the modern world enjoy. It's just fucking ridiculous. Okay, now I've got those things cleared. We're going to crack on with some Angry Alan. How are all you in chat? How are you in chat? I love how chilled you appeared about it. Well, I am quite chilled, Sarah. These things, because of a lifetime of learning about this sort of stuff, narcissism is one thing, but, you know, mental health includes anxiety, depression, all sorts of different things. I'm able, like, I've learned all the toolkit. You know, I learned some of it when I was younger, honed my toolkit when I was older. I think I'm okay. You know, okay, I'm not going to pick. There was a particular woman who's been saying a bit of stuff about me. I'm not going to pick it out now, but that's right, B-Clet Jog. I'm strong, fully in control. AD is trying to discredit me. Exactly. Because he can't deal with the facts. And one of the big facts I want to bring out today, one of the big facts, I think we should. I've only got an hour to do this. I want to limit myself because I want to get on to the other thing that we're doing at 7 o'clock. So 4, 5, 6. I can do about 2 hours on this. It's really important to note the facts of what's been going on here before we push on any further, because some people seem really fucking confused. In this video, I state very clearly, not only do I state Angry Alan Vinnicombe is not a nonce, you know, that's the whole point, yeah? Alan is not a paedophile, yeah? I've done that. I'm not fucking around here. It's up to you what you want to think and work out, but I'm stating what I can absolutely state for clear on the internet. I also state that he does these as collaboration. I say duet. I get the word wrong, maybe. Duet, collaboration. You know, modern people would say a duet is just two people singing. But I'd state very clearly, I don't think Alan is soliciting children on this app. He is putting these things up and the children are joining him to sing. I actually state it very, very clearly. To be clear, the user does not solicit the duet. Anyone can choose to duet with you. These apps allow children to duet with adults. Maybe they should have a system to separate the minors from the adults. Maybe apps like Smule need to do more to protect people like Alan Vinnicombe. So I don't know why people seem fucking confused. I don't know why they seem confused, because it's not very fucking confusing. And the other clips that are taken slightly out of context about jokes I've covered in the last episode, so you can go back and watch that. I don't have time really to go over and over things, but I just think it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I just think it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, he pretended to put his willy. Oh, there's Scott. Look, I'm going to put my willy in my own mouth. Oh no. Oh, that's disgusting. He should be. I'd never even thought of the word kiddicum, Alan Kiddicombe, because Kiddicombe. That's beyond the pale. Get him off. Get rid of him. Do you know what? You're going to be pretty cross when you see the modern world of comedy and humour. But, you know, maybe you're pretty cross. That's just up to you. But I'm not going to, like, rescind that and take it back. If I was doing a joke about women, or if I was doing a joke about, like, a minority group or something, you know, it's distasteful, yeah. But that's the point of the joke, is that Alan is distasteful and we're talking about all this stuff. So that's the point of the joke, right? Big ups, Joe, on the Discord, yeah. No, that's all I'm going to say about that. From, you know, I just think those people who show that outrage, you need to have question what's in their head, because they're getting confused. There's one final point to make, actually, really, really important, is the reason they're getting confused is because Alan is banging on about all this small stuff. Alan is trying to, he said it was, what did he say? He said it was one kid, it was 3. He said it was, I've got to let the cat in. He said it was, stupid cat, come on, dog out of the way, Cat, come in, come on. You can't meow and not come in. Come on, I need you to come in. Quick. Come on then. Come on. Kinky. Come on. There you are. Kinky. Right, very unprofessional, but I'll just have to do my duties. Oosh. Oosh. The thing is about this, he said it was photoshopped and then he changed his mind, didn't he? And now it's not photoshopped and now anyone can just join and, you know, all this bollocks, right? That's the main headline of that video. But people are missing the other big point here, which is the other things that sort of build towards the ideas. The Thailand stuff, that's actually somebody else's big conversation. You know, other people have got the evidence out there on their channels. So big ups KO, thank you for the £3, really appreciate it. So I'm not going to drive this point home too much, but if anyone wants to argue whether that's in Thailand or not, you know, grow up. But this is more important as well, isn't it? This black room. Alan Vinnicombe has been using the services of a set designer to build him some furniture. A black bed, just like one from a picture on the internet.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Shouldn't have shown you that, should you, Alan? Black bed, just like one from a picture on the internet.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Caught on his live stream. He's deleted it off his live stream. Caught on his live stream. It's all about this black bed. So the bed from the web pick and what, I mean, I don't know if it's black, it's got black sheets. The bed from the web pick and what turned up at yours is for me an exact copy. You couldn't split the two, not even if they were side by side. Honest, bargain of the century, says River Muria Antiques. Sorry, Interiors. Says this guy who we followed up on and checked who he was, who has since deleted his Facebook thing. Who wouldn't want a black floor, black brick wall encased in a greenhouse and throw in black sheets, cool as you like, no chance of dehydration or retina burn? This is being pushed off the agenda now. Alan and Smule is the big. Alan will talk till the cows come home about Smule. He'll bang on about the Smule because, as I said in this video, you can't really pin him for being a pedo because of Smule. There are pedos on Smule. Pedos do use Smule, yeah. But Alan is not being pinned as a pedo because of this. Alan's not being pegged as a pedo because of this. In fact, I say very clearly, these kids chose to sing with Alan. Alan put his songs up, opened the door, opened the room, and then the kids chose to sing with him. So I'm very, very, very clear about that. But the other questions that come on after it, because it's about not just one thing, isn't it? And there are other things that, like I said, I've been looking into that I can't report on the internet because I'm not going to defame the man. I'm not going to come on the internet with things that are secondhand hearsay. I need facts. I need to check them first. But like this has been checked. It's factually what was on his thing. I've checked the Riviera Muria, who they are. But he won't deal with this. This is now confused and off the side because he's making a big thing about the Smule. Because out of everything, the Smule is easier for him to talk his way around, to blag, to you know, state facts maybe, but twist things into looking a bit better than they are or worse than that or whatever. You know, whatever you want, up to you. But please, let's not forget this. Let's not get confused about whether Scott did a fucking sexy joke or Scott showed his tummy or said kitty cum or put his willy in Alan's mouth on the green screen. That's what he wants you to do. Anyone in the truther community who's got their fucking knickers in a twist about a joke I made is playing into Alan's hands. Because they're the people that should be anti-Alan, and now he's got them mixed up. Some of them like Super Chuffer, some don't like Super Chuffer, some think Super Chuffer's gone too far. Like, just grow up, stop piddling around with each other about a joke and focus on the serious issues at hand. Jesus Christ. Okay, so that's that. We'll come back to it. That's the setup for today. Alan has continued to talk. You know, in his latest live, he's done it as well. So we've got a lot to get through. So I'm hoping this last half hour of this can be pushed through pretty quick. There's a bit I'm not going to talk about as well. There's a bit I'm going to skip over and I won't really go into much detail about, but that's for another day. So big ups everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well. Lots to do and say. You and me and you. Lots and lots for us to do. Do you remember Me and You? Let's just have a quick bit of that for my mental health, because I'm falling apart, but because I enjoy life and have a good time. That's I don't know if you've noticed from my streams. Many people might not have noticed, but all the bits they clipped out from my streams for that emotional thing was comedy moments. You know. You and me and you. Where's the pro? Oh, well, that's my childhood. Where's it gone? You and me and you. TV 80s. It's You and Me. There we are. You and Me. I just want the intro song.
It's a hot day in the market today.
It is a hot day today.
Michael Balfour is making ice cubes with Cosmo and Dibs.
Oops.
It's raining again. I couldn't be happier.
Gwenny sent tippies. Hi Scotty Tilly 1004 is a girl with a ponytail and diamond earrings, so you know. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
It's a girl, yeah. You've said her name on the screen now, which is a bit fucking, you know, what can I do about that? Thanks for the tippies. I have avoided publishing their names unless you follow the links to the live website, which is up to you. The other thing, that's another point, right? That's another point. Okay, I've got the intro there, good. Right, another point is people are going, Scott put it in public. Scott's put it in public. He should have gone to the police privately. No, It was already in public. Alan did it on a public app. You fucking idiots. Like, I'm sorry to say fucking idiots, but like, come on, wake up. Like, it was already public. I just made it clear to everyone who's talking about Alan who hadn't seen it yet. You know, I just put it in front of your nose. But it was already public. How do you think those kids got on it? It was public. And yeah, one of them was a girl, yeah. Two of them are girls, I guess, because the other account that doesn't put their video on, but you can follow the links, and you could have seen KR COVID board, but now they've deleted their account, thank God. That was also a young girl, yeah. There were two others as well with the Christmas one that you did, the Christmas song. There were two others there that you don't see their faces in the video, but they follow through to other young children. So, yeah, agree it was a girl. You know, that's the Smule thing. That's now yesterday's chip paper, but it's not. It will keep coming up and keep being talked about because it has not been adequately sorted out, has it? In fact, it never can be because it is what you did. So if you do that sort of thing, that's not just going to... You can't just say, oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It will just go away now because I didn't mean it and it wasn't bad. So, like the narcissist prayer, let's quickly do the narcissist prayer and then I promise we'll do an Alan. Narcissist prayer. Like, you can't just do the narcissist prayer on it. It does exist. So it's not my fault it exists. It's not my fault it was already in the public domain. That's how I found it. That didn't happen. And if it did, that didn't happen. He said it was photoshopped. It didn't happen. And if it did, which it did, it wasn't that bad. He said it wasn't that bad, was it? It's even if I did sing with a kid, he literally said this. We've got it on our previous episode. Even if I did sing with a kid, that's not a crime. And if it was, that's not a big deal. Shouldn't be worried about it. You should be focused on whatever else he tells you to focus on. And if it is, that's not his fault. Because of course it wasn't his fault. It's Smule's fault. Alan just put the thing up, opened the collaboration door, chose a song that, I don't know if you browse the app, you might see quite popular amongst the younger generation. And if it was, I didn't mean it. No, he didn't mean to do that. He pressed the wrong button, he told us yesterday, not yesterday, the day before. He said he might have done it as a press the wrong button, so he didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. It's your fault, really. It's my fault for being mentally unwell or, you know, attacking Alan or whatever. It's my fault for being obsessed with Alan. It's not Alan's fault for actually doing it, okay? Bizarre. So we're going to crack into it now because we have got a lot on the plate because he keeps churning out bollocks and I keep holding him to account. You remember, everyone knows, no one's confused about this point, Alan started this by stealing content off me. I did ask him nicely in a comment, can you just delete that and we'll just move on, because I am a YouTuber who has a lot of, you know, copyright strike. I didn't want to have to bother, just said. And when he came back with the fuck you son, he didn't say fuck you, but you know what I mean. When the fact that Alan has refused to apologise and escalated every time means that I then come back and then Alan is doing it and then I then come back. So if Alan just stopped and apologised, I wouldn't have to do this. So let's not pretend that Scott's obsessed with Alan. It's Alan that's obsessed with Scott. Right.
I must say that Nosy Nana bravely went into his chat a number of times and ended up being doxed by him.
I didn't get doxing Nosy Nana. We didn't dox her. That's fucking ridiculous. That never happened. That's a lie. But it's brave of her to come to my chat because I'm actually nice to her. It's not brave. I was actually nice to her until she started arsing around and being a troll. So good one, Alan, for sending you trolls.
With her name up and getting accused of all sorts. Hope she reported that as well. What you can remember, these YouTubers, they're not saints. Helen's not a saint. Val was far from a saint. Diem's...
I'm personally not claiming to be a saint. Okay, it's irrelevant as well because let's say, for example, what's my worst thing that I've done with the police? Crashed my car and got reckless driving. Like if they, he did this. It doesn't matter what I've done. It is irrelevant. Like the people that shot Hitler might not have been saints, but also they didn't shoot him, did they? He was in the bunker. But you know what I mean? It doesn't obviate Hitler's crimes, does it? Like, what the fuck are you on about?
My God, I've seen his history. None of us are saints.
You're not.
And that's the problem, isn't it? You have to be perfect in their eyes, but
No.
they don't have to be perfect in anyone's eyes.
I mean, there's perfect, and then there's doing things on the internet with kids, isn't there? So,
Anyway, I guess by him being...
big ups, people who want the Discord link. I will share that with you. Bear in mind, of course, we have got a bunch of trolls that are trying to infiltrate and be part of it. It's not a place for trolling. So it immediately gets bundled out. Anyone that's threatening or anything immediately gets bundled out, no questions. You can come back and ask me on the later, can you unban me? But it immediately gets bundled out, and it gives you, like, Smule collects your Discord collects more details. It's not like just a YouTube chat, so you will be found out, you will be noted, and it will, like, it's just, please don't try and come into our community to troll. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? So sad, if anything, and you won't find any secret information because people are talking about Alan. We're talking about it here on screen now, so just sad that they come in there to troll. But there it is for the rest, because there is a good community there.
So outrageously content about
It's
children
raining again.
is
I couldn't
finished.
be happier.
Big
Tap
ups.
tap sent
I should actually
tippies.
put the link up, shouldn't I?
Top stuff chuff. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Thank you. We've got the dog with the knife still. That's fine. Thank you for the tippies. I will paste that in chat. I am not soliciting them. I'm not some sort of e-beggar, but it is common parlance and practice on the internet nowadays to tip the streamer. Grifter, that's it, grifter. Alan's a grifter, right? And people voluntarily give me tippies. Grifting's a different thing. Grifting is using a con job to try and solicit the tippies under false pretense. Like pretending that you're doing some armchair detectiving when you're just reading someone else's Facebook, or you watch someone else's video and now it's yours. That's grifting. Or using emotional manipulation. The tactic of the narcissist, Alan does that. That's grifting. Trying to sell you paintings that are just rubbish. Like, here we go. Look, I've got a pen and paper. I'll draw you a painting. Give me 50 quid. It's all grift. Okay, so chill the fuck out. Right? Whereas what we're doing here is definitely not grifting. It's just common, normal streaming. Okay? So get over it. If you don't like it, you don't have to give me any monies. Fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna ask
If you were saying
now,
that about Alan, good. If you were saying about me, bad. Confused.
you 700 people, would you ever watch a man who said what he said about a child again?
Oh, you said it's the kiddie come again. Like, this is, we're picking this up again. He keeps banging this home. So we'll put it up on the screen. Yes, you would watch me again, because it's not really a big thing. It's just a joke on words. Oh, but it's terrible for the kids. Yeah, obviously I'm not actually doing anything with any kids. There's no kids are harmed in the making of this joke. Get the fuck over it. You're pathetic.
Will any of you watch that man? I can't even tell you what he said. But
Because I didn't say it on my stream. I went, kiddie, ooh. And the joke was that I pushed it to the limit and then didn't say it. That's the joke. Didn't even say it on the stream. You've seen the clips by now, haven't you? So if you haven't, check them out. I don't care. And then it's still on my streams. I'm still happy with it. And then the idea that this should be some, stick to beat me with again is ridiculous. Like,
you watch that man? I can't even tell you what he said.
Again. I couldn't
Big up,
be
Sword Bod.
happier.
AUD Bod sent tippies. Thanks for the
come
afternoon
on to that.
delights. Hope you've got a security camera. Alan has murder in
you've
mind.
obviously all
Big
seen
loves
that.
red
You know,
heart
this is
hash.
why I need to do this episode to catch
Super
up.
Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
I need to stop pausing it and catch up, because he keeps doing more stuff, doesn't he? That is obviously veiled threats. He described on the internet what malicious communications is and then did it. So, yeah, the amount of stuff I've got, like, I've already talked to my local police, but now I've got to talk to them again. I mean, I already have talked to them again specifically about that, but we're going to be talking further. Let's just say that. I don't really want to, it's one of those things where I shouldn't really go on and on about the police and private business. I'm not threatening Alan with the police. I'm telling you what I've actually done about that threat to me, okay?
He said, but you know what he said about the child.
It's not, no, listen, what I said, the joke I made is nothing compared to what you've been doing. Like, acts and jokes are different things. And it was in Scott's head. Scott thought about kids in that context. Yeah, because of what we're talking about. Like, if it's not, like, ridiculous.
Would any of you ever watch him again?
See, all he's scared about is where he's trying to scare the people on his channel to not watch me so that they can't understand the truth. That's what it is. He keeps them on his little channel, and then he manipulates them with his lies, and then over here I tell the truth, but you can't hear it because you're not going to watch because you're offended by the words kiddie cum.
One of you, someone say yes, please. Which one of you will go and watch him for 8 hours again now?
Threatening his people now.
Any of you?
Raining again. I couldn't
Joanne
be
Martin
happier.
sent tippies.
And then whoosh.
From and my fair baby Scotty XX.
Thanks.
Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
It makes them furious. I shouldn't say this because it's like, oh, he's using you to get tippies. But like, I've had to put on the link because you're tippying me. Like, whereas Alan's like, literally asking people if they can give him money. Like, there's definitely a difference. Thank you, I'm grateful. Thank you.
Because he gets 600 people watching him.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
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 You're not going to, but 600 people are. Who are those 600 people?
You?
What are they? Well, I know it's Val and all that lot.
No, Val and all that lot.
Troll games.
Okay, that's ridiculous, because Val and all that lot, when they do their videos, get about 1,000 on top, you know, peak. So let's say there's 1,000 people coming from all that truther community to watch. What are the rest of them? Who are the rest of these like 10,000 people that watch my stuff about you? He's bitter about the numbers.
I hope Maria never goes there again. If Maria goes in there again after what I've seen, what I've told her.
What I've told her behind the scenes.
Write to me, Maria. Write to me. Email me.
Don't. That's weird, creepy behind the scenes manipulation.
Well, why is he still on YouTube then? If you've all got that opinion, right? How come he's still on YouTube?
Yeah, because YouTube are obviously not listening to your bollocks, but just checking the content.
I don't want to tell you what he said about a child. I'm sorry, I'm not.
See, this is pathetic. I don't want to tell you what he said about a child. I haven't said anything bad about a child, okay? But he's alluding to something and then not saying it because he's being cowardly, but also he's seeding an idea in someone's mind. This is part of gaslighting. Later on, he'll come back and say, remember, he said something about a child. And the ladies will go, I don't know if I remember him saying it. You remember. I said he said it, and there's the proof. But he didn't say what I did say. So I'll say what I did say, and we can all just fucking grow the fuck up about it, yeah?
If I said it, I'd feel as bad as him, so I'm not prepared to do it.
You're right with doing the other things though, aren't you, Alan? You're right with talking about all the murders and all that weird shit.
The problem he's got is when Nicola Bully case dies off, then his channel dies off, right?
No, that's not the problem I've got, Alan. That's the problem you have because you're committed to being this weird armchair detective, whereas I've got loads of stuff in the bank. Like loads of, when I say in the bank, I mean queued up, like on a list. Production ideas, scripts, people I'm talking to, future guests. We're going to be pushing the podcast forward. We're going to be adding voices to it. I'm going to be taking the cameras out and doing outside filming, looking into IRL streaming with a view to next year starting that, not immediately. Okay, it'll take time to get things into place, but we need a mod for Discord. There are mods in Discord. Discord mods, keep an eye on it, please. We will get more if we need more. Appreciate it, Bclet Jog. Thanks. It's just they don't in Discord. It doesn't display who the mods are. I think so. You just don't know that they're modding. I get confused now.
The problem he's got is when
the Nicola Buddy case. So I've got the cameras. You know, you've obviously seen that I've been a documentarian in the past. So I've got content in the past that proves my ability to make documentary. I've got several channels. So I'm not just fighting on one front. And the what was I going to say? The content on my main channel, Super Chuffer, is not predicated on Nicola Bully, and it never was. So the skills I have, like body language analysis, textual analysis, looking into embedded confessions, you know, that sort of stuff, will long continue. Okay, so don't even worry.
The Bully case dies off, then his channel dies off, right? There's quite a few creators that can't let that case go because they won't get any views, right?
Threatening
they get
people off it.
addicted to having 100 people in their chat because they're talking about that case, right?
Sounds like you.
They can't drop the case because they won't have nothing left.
From the man who's banged on about it for months and months and months, scraping the barrel at every turn.
What should we talk about tonight? Well, let's talk about Nicola Bully again. No,
that's you, Alan. You're doing it now.
People love Trump.
Even as much as he said he wasn't going to, right? This is incredible. He snuck one under the radar. Look, he said, I'm not going to do any more about Nicola Bullis, didn't he? He said, that's the end of Nicola Bullis, didn't he? He said, that's the end of it now. AD is moving on 5 days ago. He said it 5 days ago. That's it. I'm moving on. We're not talking about that anymore. And then that's it, isn't it? That's it. Okay. But if you go to Armchair Detective Red and have a look at his 5 days ago, the tennis ball return. So he did drop a video about the tennis ball on the other channel, snuck that one under the radar. Was that before or after you said you were going to stop talking about it, Alan? Or on the same day you said you were going to stop talking about it? So you prepared a video to drop on the day you said you were going to stop. Bit weird. But yeah, he has piped down. I believe he's piped down on that front simply because he's scared now that, like, of all this pressure, and he believes that a lot of people will turn away from him and ignore him if he stops talking about Nicola Bulley, i.e. me, people that are going to have their content stolen. Eddie's Vinyl Break is an example, who now doesn't have a reason to worry about Alan Stinney's content because Eddie's not talking about the Idaho murders, but all the Idaho murder people might be interested. So that's like a kind of defense mechanism.
All right. Yeah, but no, this is beyond drama, right? This isn't Coronation Street. This is talking about children in the most disgusting way I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard.
Don't be ridiculous. You've never heard anyone say anything more disgusting than children than to put your name and the word kiddie together. Alan Winnicombe, Alan Cannycombe, Alan Bummycombe, Alan Cummycombe, Alan Kiddycombe. Like, you've never heard anything more disgusting about a child. That was about you. It's not really about children. Do you want me to spell it differently?
Raining again. I couldn't be happier.
Do you want me to stand behind the spelling? Because I didn't spell it, I just said it.
Tippies.
In fact, I didn't said it, did I?
Enjoying #Narkridge. Keep up the great work.
Thanks.
Big up all mimps and cretins. Thanks, Scotty Hottie you.
Bigs up. Do you remember I didn't say
Super
it?
Chuffer owes 5 hugs.
This is the thing that gets me. They're like, it's what's in your mind that's bad. Well, I didn't say it, so it's what's in your mind that's bad then, you fucking nutters. Carry on.
An adult say what he said about a child. Never. I've been around 69 years. I've never heard an
69
adult say
now.
that. If they did, I would hit them.
I would hit them.
So I've never seen it. I don't know if any of you have seen that before. I haven't.
Alan would hit people.
I know he gets pats on the back by Val and Truth Justice.
He keeps repeating this, so I'm not going to,
Good
bring this
boy.
apart now. We've already covered that.
He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean what he says. He's just like, it's innocent joking. It's just joking. Of course.
That's his internet.
It's in his mind. The trouble is, those thoughts are in his filthy, dirty mind.
Well, you better take Frankie Boyle off the telly then, and you better stop Jimmy Carr from telling his jokes. And I'll tell you who else. You better take them all down. You better put them all in prison for being fucking like. What do you mean? It's in my mind. We're discussing your behaviour. That's where it's come from. I'd make no content about children and jokes about children, anything to do with children in my content. In fact, my content is set for not for children. But Alan comes along. I'm talking Alan. All of a sudden, I found this smule. They're like, how did he get from a link? This woman I was watching the other day, she's like, today actually, I looked at this video that some woman's been like, oh, I don't like what Super Chuffer said, right? Well, Alan, I find it incredible, to be honest. I find it incredible. Like, how'd you get from him stealing your content to this? Well, I took a look. It's public smule. We've been laughing at it for weeks. Been going through the songs. When I got to that bit, I was like, fucking hell, what's this? It's like, what do you want from me? It's all come from Alan.
Filthy, dirty mind into my mind.
Putting it into his mind now.
Gaslighting and project.
Gaslighting, you see, this is gaslighting that he's doing. He's done an act. Now he's telling you my thoughts are bad. So now Alan can see my thoughts and has judged them bad. So you should believe Alan and not worry about what Alan's actually done or is doing. Who wouldn't want a black floor, black brick wall encased in a greenhouse, throwing black sheets, cool as you like, no chance of dehydration or retina burn? Who wouldn't want that bed? The bed's already arrived at yours. It's arrived at yours. It's an exact copy from the web pic.
His filthy, dirty mind into my life. And invents a life about my daughter that she never had.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Invents a life about my daughter. I will show this again because I do stand by it. I don't want to waste time in today's broadcast with showing my old stuff. But people keep saying, like, Super Chuffer did this, Super Chuffer did this. And it's fucking ridiculous. So, my channel and the exact, like, because you're taking things out of context and you're making them sound really fucking weird. But the full context
people in the
is
world,
your testimony that I don't believe I'm actually talking to her for a start. They said that she's in chat, and I said, no, she isn't. If you don't, you've said it, whatever. We're not going to have a back and forth. You're not going to have a back and forth. People are allowed to be here, and they're allowed to have different opinions, okay? So you're not going to have a back and forth. You said what you think to them. They've said what they think. Don't keep going back and forth with each other, okay? You're all good. I'll deal with this right now. If it's his daughter in chat, if it's not, I'll talk to his daughter over the camera right now. Hello, I know you've had to put up with the bullshit from your father all of your fucking life. I know you've had to put up with the bullshit from your father all your life. Is that not a fair statement? Alan seems like the sort of person who puts out a lot of bullshit on the internet. I know she's had to deal with that all her life because it's all been there on the internet. I know that it hurts you. I know that you think like it hurts you. Yeah, I wouldn't see how this wouldn't hurt her. All this stuff going on. You have to see him as a grandfather. Your children have to see him as a grandfather, and what an embarrassment he is. Have you not seen his recent Smule songs? and you'd rather they didn't have all this bollocks in the public sphere. You'd rather they didn't have this bollocks in the public sphere. I'll still stand by that. Tell him to stop. Tell him to stop. Good. He doesn't listen to you, does he? He doesn't listen to you. I would assume not. Sometimes you just have to make a break with it. Sometimes you just have to... This is advice now. You know, sometimes you have to...
Vinny's bar sent tippies.
Pick ups.
The black room is
There we
where
go.
Alan's secrets lie. Keep it, it's got chocolate milk for you and a brew for young Joe Boy.
Thank you. Big up
Super
Supreme Beds.
Chopper owes 20 hugs.
Thanks, that's a really generous tip, Joe. Big up Supreme Beds. And also, I was a bit worried what you're going to say there, but thanks for staying on the right line of it's okay to say on the internet. Let me just check. You're right. I'm just still on the internet. Oosh. But thank you, that was a really generous tippy. Thank you. Distance yourself from it. Distance yourself from it. Good advice. You know more than I know. You know more than I know. I agree still. I'm not saying anything bad about the way he behaves and the things he does. About the way he behaves and the things he does. Yeah, I've seen a lot on the internet, and she would probably know more than me. The things that have disgusted you over the years, if there's not any, I suppose I'd take that back. But from what I've seen that's on the internet, there will be some, because of all the stuff he said about the kids, the Ruseks, the laughing, the going on back and forth, this smule stuff. Over the years, and it's been several years that Anna's been on the internet, I would expect that she's been disgusted by some of this stuff. Still stand by that. And the things you wish you could unsee. You know more than I do. Out of all the people in the world, your testimony would help immensely in shutting this fucker down. Don't you think? Why am I wrong and bad in saying it? Oh, you brought his daughter into it. No, he doxed, in this same stream, he doxed my dad's address. And I told him, keep the families out of this. They're nothing to do. His children are not responsible for Alan's behaviour. Okay, I made that very clear. But this is still good advice. I don't think he will ever learn to be contrite. I don't think he will ever take back the hurt he's caused. Agree. I don't think you have to live with it as your burden anymore. Compassionate. I'll be your daddy now. That bit. That bit. Press the button for it, look. I'll be your daddy now. Where's my smile? Where's your smile? There's my smile. So, get over
Which ones
it.
I like or don't like.
Oh, you won't deal with it head on. Yeah, I will. I'll be your daddy now. Who's the daddy now? Have you not heard those adverts for sauce about being the daddy? Heinz Beans, the daddy beans. Like, it's just a fucking phrase. And it's pertinent because we're talking about Alan there in context, talking, you know, comedically to Alan's daughter over the internet. No, I'll talk to her over the internet then if you think she's in chat, yeah? So I'll be your daddy now. It's a parody on the fact that he's the daddy and I'm the daddy of this whole situation. The boss, the daddy, I'll be your daddy now. You know, like, if you don't like it, fine. But if you're going to ignore all of it, or not ignore, but if you're going to turn, like, as much attention to making videos about Super Chuffer because he said that, like, you're fucking losing sight of the, like, you know, the priorities and the focus. You honestly, I'm not here to apologise for that. Instead, I'm here to, like, draw your attention to what really is important, so that you can just, like, fucking grow the fuck up. The bed from the web pick and what turned up at yours is for me an exact copy. Oh, Alan might not have been talking to those kids on Smule though, or it might be innocent. He might not have known. He knows about this. This is like, he knows about this, but we're not discussing it. We've discussed the Smule stuff now. People have made up their opinions and thoughts. That's fine. I'm not there to put ideas in your head. I showed you what was on the internet and you could decide, right? I even said very clearly that Alan is not soliciting these songs. So don't let anyone get this twisted. Yeah? But you need to wise up.
Like, the way he was saying, it's like she was abused as a child. You know?
Exactly. Abused as a child. Are you fucking nuts? When did I say that? Who's bringing these things up? It must be in your mind, Alan.
Like, the way he was saying, it's like she was abused as a child. She had all this trouble. He invented her life. He's never spoke to her. He invented my daughter's life.
Obviously, I didn't invent her life. That's ridiculous. This hyperbole, the reason it's being used is because Alan thinks he can twist this into a case of malicious communications, because malicious communications, you have to prove that there's an intent to hurt somebody and that this is in some way grotesque, a gross thing to have said. It's not. So don't get it twisted.
And of his filthy, dirty mind.
Big ups Mick 7. Yeah, Ray Winston said it in Scum. Where's your tool? What tool? This fucking tool. It doesn't mean I'm going to come around your house and hit you with a piece of whatever in the boiler room, does it?
Again. I
Like,
couldn't be
fucking hell.
happier.
Paul's Dark Attic sent tippies.
Weird.
The dirty detective is
Big ups,
diverting his
Paul's attic.
perversions on you.
Exactly.
Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
This is all diversion now. Alan's focused here on something that he wants you to focus on, and he's getting everyone else to focus on it. And anyone that took that bait, and this is where I feel sorry for these fucking, like, I really, like, I'm not mentioning particular names, but you will know the Truther community, won't you? There's a couple of you that I'm particularly shocked by. And there's a few of them that I'm like, wow, you've crawled out from under a rock. There's a few of them that are good people. So, you know, bear that in mind. But I'm particularly surprised about the fucking dramatics of it all. Scott said something about this. Alan said that Scott said it's Vinnicombe. Like, fucking dramatics of it all. Don't focus on what he wants you to focus on. Don't let him pull your strings. He's not the puppet master around here, mate. He's not the puppet master around here. He's probably sitting high and comfortable on the fact that you're making videos about the bollocks he's talking about, instead of making videos about the bollocks he inadvertently showed on his thing and deleted very quickly and cannot explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what the truthers say? It's just
See, now it's about the
innocuous
truthers. He's
Just
using me
innocuous
to
fun.
take them down. Divide and conquer.
Well, truthers, it's time to bite the bullet and stop.
See?
Because you're going to get one of these people you're setting up to harm me one day. One of these people that you send all that info. I know you've got stuff. Every time I have a guest on, you send them all that stuff. You sent Maria all that stuff.
Well, I wonder what all that stuff is.
How bad I am. One day you're going to trigger somebody into doing it.
You shouldn't have done all that bad stuff, Alan. That's
And
on
it's
you.
time you gave up. Because I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere, no, obviously.
Mixing depressants with alcohol and weed
Okay, I don't mix
will have a
depressants with
terrible
alcohol or
effect
anything.
on your mood. He might have terrible mood
That's
swings.
one of his chat people. I don't have mood swings or anything like that. I explained at the start of today's episode. I don't mix depressants with anything. That's my point, is that I'm to stop taking them. That's why I'm feeling the physical symptoms, this tummy ache, the sleeplessness, but I'm okay with the mental health. And I stopped drinking about 5-7 years ago now. It was a big change in my life, and it made a massive improvement. And I'm vocal about it in my content. Don't even drink a drop, teetotal. Do smoke a little bit. Do smoke a little bit. Oh my God. Oh my Christ. I don't know if you noticed, but there's some other people in the world that have also smoked a little bit who are doing quite well for themselves. I don't know, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk. Like, there's a few people out there that do all right. So don't worry about me, okay? And stop throwing your fucking weird aspersions around and using mental health as that stigma. That's creating stigma about mental health where it doesn't really need to be there. And it's lies and manipulation and gaslighting.
Now. He might go into a deep depression about this now.
I'm not going to, Alan. No, not at all.
We might not.
No.
You might make another video about Angry Al.
Think
Put
you
me
will.
on the thumb with a stupid face with a child beside me. And
That
then
wasn't
make
me.
jokes
Like, that was a screenshot from Smule.
about, I can't say.
Like, this is the opposite of
I
depressing.
don't know their
me,
names.
right? It's the
I saw a nice lady today who's hated me for years. She's quite a bigger lady, about 50.
You're doing the misogyny now. Please, Kat, I don't like this while I'm streaming, do I? You know it annoys me. It's got to cover it all. It's this is actually amusing me. I have a laugh about it as much as anything else. I create content on the internet. I've been doing content about weird people on the internet for a while. Alan is a weird person on the internet. He's come into my wheelhouse. I'm enjoying myself. A lot of you enjoy it in chat. It's okay. Just chill the fuck out.
But I'll tell you what I have seen. I don't know their names. I saw a nice lady today who's hated me for years.
I'm speeding him
quite
up.
a bigger lady, about 50. Not bigger, but, a lady about 50, and she's got, like, terrible neck trouble, and she's always saying, oh, my neck, my neck. Even she defended me.
He watches a lot of her.
was
Whoever that
disgusting.
is, he watches a lot of her.
And to be fair to Truth Justice, New York, this little old town, I think she's had enough.
Truth Justice actually annoyed the piss out of me. Like, I love Truth Justice from everything I've seen of them thus far. I still love them, but They posted a post where they said like confused stuff about me. Like the things I didn't say were bad, but I didn't say them, so that's fine. Like you can't call a man a paedophile on the internet. I didn't call a man a paedophile on the internet. Shouldn't say that these kids are singing with him on Smule before you look into it and find out that they're just collaborations. Well, I did look into it and I published it in the fucking video. Like you should read and watch better, because this is exactly what I said in this. So please don't misrepresent me. Auditioning children. To be clear, the user does not solicit the duet. Anyone can choose to duet with you. These apps allow children to duet with adults. You see? I might have used the word duet when I should have said collaboration, because we all think the word duet means sing together in normal world. Okay, so that's a technicality. But other than that, you've got nothing to be complaining about there. That's weird and it's unfair.
I think even she's had enough. Because she
and
has
what he's doing is he's using you against the other truthers, against me. You know, he's picking and
she does work
using names, and then
she also works with them as well.
Like, again, I'll reiterate: you're all last week pissing and moaning about whether Scott did a joke about sticking his willy in Alan's mouth. Really, is that what your highlight of the week is to think about and talk about? Is that the thing that's really on top of the agenda? Because this now has slipped under the radar, the black bed and all that. Because Scott put his willy in Alan's mouth on the green screen, which he obviously didn't do. It was just a joke, obviously. And it's too much of a joke. In fact, we need the joke police round here. Can somebody call me the joke police? I'm not doing racism. I'm not doing homophobia. I'm not doing fucking, like, anything bad. I'm picking a joke about Alan and his behaviour, and then you're having me for it. Because Alan's eggy. It's just fucking weird. I'm going to stop banging on about that.
I hope she can find a new
I've made that point
thing
now.
to do with her life. And I hope she has a long life and a pleasant life with her children and her husband, and tries to forget about me.
You're right, Alan?
Well, a man of his age doing on gamers channels and
brilliant.
wearing wigs and talking like a child. What's he up to?
Talking like a child? I don't remember talking like a child, but I do remember wearing wigs and being on gamer channels. Yeah, and as I showed you on, did I just show you, the average age of a streamer on Twitch is 40 years old. A lot of us, people my age, grew up with games. It's common. In fact, games are made by adults for adults these days. It's not just a kid's domain. All of my content is marked suitable for adults, not for children. Like, there's a button you press. If you're doing children, it's like legal on the internet. If you're aiming your content at children, you know, you're making like you and me or whatever, then you have to say this is for children, and you adhere to a more strict set of rules. I don't have to adhere to that because I click not for children. So I'm all good with this. And this slur against gaming and gamers, that they are in some way paedophiles, that's the slur that he's making here. I don't make that slur in my video. I say Alan is not a paedophile. Alan's saying it's weird he's on Twitch playing with kids. Like, what the fuck are you on about? What the fuck are you on about? Like, hello? I don't want to be ageist, but this makes you seem completely dated and out of touch. Oh, he's playing Space Invaders with the kids. What the fuck are you on about? Do you know that XQC just signed a $100 million contract to go to a rival streaming service? Do you know how old he is? And do you know how much money he's making doing gaming with kids? Like, what the fuck are you on about? Creepy and weird this is. Manipulation.
Well, a man of his age doing on gamers channels and wearing wigs and talking like a child. What's he up to? What's he up to on these Twitch and Twitter and gamers? And what's he doing?
Wow. Dig your own hole there, Alan.
It's always fun for the trolls until something goes in their face. Like Claire Morgan. Claire Morgan, come at me.
I don't know. This is Rusick bollocks.
She set up a fund with America, so she represents Elizabeth. She wasn't a maiden name.
If you don't know what that is, that's because nobody knows what it is, because it's part of the Chris Watts case and the defamation case that's been brought against Alan from 5 years ago. And it's still going on, but I'm no part of it.
Admit it, Junior. She's not a solicitor. She's even under 40. Yeah, he's not. Most gamers are under 40. Yeah, he's not.
Most gamers are under 40. That's because they're children. That's because people over the age of about 50 didn't grow up with games. So most gamers are under the age of 40, yeah. What does that mean? Why are they angry about gaming now? Gaming, probably full of paedophiles. Alan on Smule, fine. Alan doing a new Smule, getting back on Smule, fine. Alan on YouTube, for Christ's sake. YouTube's not, like, you know, designed for the elderly and infirm, is it? Like, you're on YouTube. Like, what? The funniest thing about this is it makes him look so bad.
Maybe he's trying to come off something.
Maybe.
Oh, Jeanette knows, right? He's trying to come off something. Yeah, probably.
Trying to come off something, what, like heroin? No, the antidepressants that my doctors advised I take because of anxiety. And why did I have anxiety? Well, when I was younger, I felt depressed. We've talked about this in the past. But more recently, you know, I was running a business. I was during the credit crunch. I was drinking heavily. And then on top of that, after I improved my life, we had the fucking COVID. Like, I'm not the only one to have suffered through this. Thank God I was able to, you know, what is it called? Metazapine has been really useful for me. I've got the package here, and the reduction now from 1 a day to 1 every 4 days I'm on now, or something like that. Like you have to reduce it gradually because you don't want to just get these withdrawal symptoms, physical withdrawal symptoms, which I do suffer with. But mentally, I'm all good. This though, he's trying to come off something, and I wish him luck. Like, thanks for wishing me luck, but I don't need your luck. I'm doing good, and the way you've worded it makes me sound like some junkie.
Probably. Well, when you're put in prison...
And also, I say some junkie and I make jokes, but like, it's sad for people who are addicted to heroin as well. That is savage and harsh. Like, you know, they've got struggles.
Easy, can't you?
Silver Moon, yeah, I know I don't have to explain to anyone, right? But I've noticed there's been a spate. Since there's been a spate of people making videos that are like, Super Choffer said this, and Super Choffer did that, and I heard that Super Choffer's been like, fucking Christ. For some people, I do have to clear it up, it seems.
If he has to go to prison, then they can help him, can't they?
If he
they
goes
don't
to
like
prison.
people that talk about kids the way he does in prison, do they? So best not go to prison.
Best not go to prison. I probably won't do then, Alan. How about that? How about I plan not to? Whereas the things you've done.
Well, they don't like people that talk about kids the way he does in prison, do they? So best not go to prison, because they find out what he was saying about children. He ain't going to be very popular in prison, is he?
Really? Incredible. No, this is the NARC rage, remember. This was, I've got to quickly say as well, this was still continuing on from, this was the day that we had the outpouring of love on the channel, where people did a video to thank me. They detailed their own personal struggles with depression, with mental health, with physical illness, and that was so moving that they decided to make this thank you video to me for helping them through this stuff, that I also felt emotionally moved, which is right, that's proper. If you're not emotionally moved by that, then there's something wrong. Like, if I didn't feel emotional about that, there would be something wrong. I'm happy to have felt those feelings. And at the end, it was quite difficult because whilst I was emotional, I detailed some of my own struggles that helped me to empathise and understand. And that's the reason I feel these people are making this connection. And that was quite, you know, hard to vocalise, but I've been through it. I'm all good. You know, I didn't finish the video crying and in a broken state, needing help. I put on my song and I was pleased and happy and a bit shell-shocked that this massive, overwhelming wave of support came my way. And that made Alan really fucking angry. And so that's where we're at on this video.
Yeah. Trying to gain popularity with new generations on social media, where nonsense spreads fast. But the trouble is, I'm a real person. I have real family. I've seen UK where people have had their house burnt down because people have told them, SO lives in that house, and they've had their house burnt down and been died. That's the dangerous thing. It's malicious communication. He doesn't even know what he's done. He doesn't
I do know what I'm doing.
even know what he's done. He thinks it's a joke. I wasn't serious. I said that you weren't a P.
Yeah, I did.
And then spent 2 hours saying you were.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Hold on.
How'd you buy a coffee? You want the link for the tippies? Is that what you're asking? I appreciate it. It's an internet system. The reason we use the tippies like this is because I get more of a cut than YouTube will give me. But I appreciate the super chats as well. You know, it's all good in the hood. Thanks. He's more than jealous about the tribute music.
He's got no bully case. That's going to stuff him up.
I'm not going to get stuffed about the bully case, Alan. Hazel, I agree that he's jealous because no one made him a video tribute. But also, on top of that, a narcissist doesn't deal well with love. They don't feel it properly themselves. So when they see it and other people engaging in it, it actually makes them angry inside. I can't, you know, go too deep on that right now, but it's very, very strange.
Yeah, for a start.
Also, the volume's a
Probably
bit
do much
quiet on this
better that
video. I can't help that.
Gamers are all ages, yeah. I think you'll find that most Twitchers are young.
No, they're not. They're 40 years old. You know nothing about it because you're out of touch.
I have to apologise for my language now. I think I've used a swear word twice, haven't I?
Yes.
If I've used a swear word, it's because I was angry. I'm calm now.
I'm calm now. He's fine now. He does that fake laugh and the smile. It's part of his fake facade. The more you see it in this video, the more you like people go back and watch this video over and over, and you see his fake facade. I'm angry, but and then you see it in his videos later on when he's no, it's like a poker tell. It's a fake facade.
Gin's working. Cheers.
The gin's working. Haha.
I always have like slightly flavoured water, yeah. And this one,
These
always cheap
bollocks.
ones. This is the size bottle I like, right? The more expensive brands are too big. I like this size, like the other
Too
brand,
big.
Like Co-op.
You're pouring it into a glass. The size of the bottle is irrelevant.
Strawberry and kiwi flavour, 90p. Slightly sparkling, slightly flavoured, right?
It's a good mixer, isn't it? That
That's what I do.
tonic, gin and tonic. Heard of that?
Anyway, I wanted to thank.
Sorry to hear that, Wardbod. Yeah, like sorry to hear that. I know people that have been down that road as well. Yeah. Strange the way Alan's just like using it as a slur against me when it's actually quite a serious thing, isn't it?
Thank you all for listening to this crap tonight. I don't want to talk about it.
This made me laugh. Check out the admission.
Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for listening to this crap tonight.
Listening to this crap. So it's crap then, is it, Alan?
Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for listening to this crap tonight. I don't want to talk about this stuff, but I had to tell Martin that I have not been suspended from Smule.
See, this is ridiculous. He doesn't want to talk about this, but he had to tell it to Martin. So why don't you just fucking comment on Martin's video then? Like, why are you making this like hour and a half long rant on your main channel that's directed at your actual subscribers? Like the people that turn up and watch your show. If you want to talk to Martin, just talk to Martin. Like, it's fucking ridiculous the way he's pretending to his audience. You know, the one thing is this and it's not that. The fakery.
I deactivated my account. It takes 30 days to protect the child they're using.
Repeating this bollocks. We
Martin,
talked about it yesterday.
What you've done is put this
If you
child...
go to John Bray right now, if you go to the account, John Bray 6 on Smule. I didn't put that on it. He put it on there publicly. Oh shit, is it back on? Oh, beautiful. It's back up. It had been suspended for so long. And it's back up. Brilliant. They probably investigated, removed the videos with the children. Let's see. I'm guessing, like, if I was Smule, I would be investigating. There's the, yeah, remove the videos with the children. And let him continue, I suppose. After the investigation couldn't conclusively find anything other than those videos that he'd done. Oh no, there's these ones. These are still up. Which is a shame, isn't it? This one's still up. I don't want to be showing the kid's name, really.
I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
Oh, we'll get on that another time. Okay, I'll get on that another time. That's still up.
in danger.
Fast moving.
Putting him.
Fast moving. Obviously, I don't know why they would leave that one up. Those links to those other, because there's two. Like you follow it and then you can click the link and you can go on the kids' channel.
Again. I
That's
couldn't
still
be
up.
happier.
Louise Brown sent
Maybe
to
that one's
these.
fine.
Loved Alan Sings Volume 2 yesterday. X Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Thanks very much. Yeah, we're going to be going for the future volumes. It's going to. I don't know why you would want that small account to be back up. I mean, I'm laughing about it. Actually, the sinister aspect of it is that why would you want the small account to be back up? You know, my other question about this was because it's in the name of John Bray 06 and it's not in the name of Alan Vinnicombe. Was this somebody else's account they gave to him and said, here, use this? And for what reason? You know, why would he have the fake name and why would he have the fake picture and who's in the fake picture and all that? And some people even suggested to me that it had a family connection to Alan, but that's not my fault if he's put it publicly, is it? That I'm not the one, oh, Scott's published it publicly, he's doxing. No, he's not. This is it public. So, there you go. I hope he uses it again in the future. He seems quite proud of it.
On the front of these things, what I've done is try to delete my account and you blame me and you say I've been suspended because that's what they do.
So if you want it deleted, how does it come back?
turn everything around. He's suspended. No, I'm not.
It was suspended. We
It
showed
takes
the
30
evidence.
days to deactivate my account. And if I can work it out with Smule, I'll probably bring it back and just delete some of the videos. But I don't know how to do it yet. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
I think that would be what Smule said to him. You are suspended. You may be able to get your account back after we've investigated and deleted the videos.
Suspended. Suspended because I showed my arms on one of my videos. That's what he said.
Mate,
oh, he didn't have enough clothes on.
There was a couple of videos where he was either naked entirely, or I can't see everything, can I? But there was one specific where he's naked, everything you could see. And then there was another one where I mean, if it's still there, we can see it, can't we? So I don't have to argue about this. And then there's the other one where he goes and gets in the shower and takes his clothes off before he gets in the shower. Thank God you don't see anything in that, because I think that one was a mistake. But oh no, is the nudity gone as well? Well, thank God we recorded it all then. Yeah, look, the nudity's gone as well. They obviously had a problem with that. It's interesting, isn't it? Videos that I didn't pick out and raise as... Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Here it is, look.
You're gonna hate
You're gonna hate
fellow souls, right?
Not wearing his clothes.
You want to dance on their graves?
Not wearing his clothes. And then there's the other one where he tries to... I don't know what he's doing, but he goes and gets in the shower. Anyway, look.
One of his videos, so they suspended him. That's his excuse. Martin, you can't put a spin on everything. Sometimes you have to be honest and say, well, actually...
You're putting us... You see the NARC laugh, right? The Alan's poker tell,
to
look.
be honest and say, well, actually...
You can't put a spin on everything.
That's what he said. Oh, he didn't have enough clothes on one of his videos, so they suspended.
Why is this all so funny? You know, they go on about me, and Scott said kiddie come, and that's so fucking bad, and he can't... Scott said kiddie come, and now he needs to be hung, right? Like, fucking hell. Alan's talking about this thing on Smule, and he's laughing about it, because to him it's insignificant and not serious enough or something. This is his own life. He's finding it funny.
That's his excuse. Martin, you can't put a spin on everything. Sometimes you have to be honest and say, well, actually...
The laughter's coming because you have to be honest, Martin. But what he's doing, he's laughing because it's Duper's delight. He's doing his manipulation, putting a spin on it, and he's just saying it, and he's laughing while he's doing it. And I'll tell you what's funnier for me, is that the people in his chat, they still don't see through this bollocks. He's laughing because he's collected a group of people who are that naive, that they still don't see through this. And so he can do this to them. And that's his thing, is they've got them in his chat. He's not talking to the rest of us. He's not talking to you. He's not talking to me. He's talking to the idiots in his chat at this juncture. Scott, are you going live on Super Chuffer tonight? No, I'm not planning to. I've got DSP versus the Tarot on this channel. And then I've got Genshin Impact on the Twitch stream, I think. I was leaving the big channel, the main channel, to just like have a breathing space after the Nicola Bully inquest. And we've got a guest lined up on Thus for Monday. Hopefully, because the way getting these guests together is... That's a hard job, actually, getting people to... Because I want them to do a little pre-interview before we go and, like, you know, absolutely can't... You know, they can't just ring me on the day and say, oh, can't do it today, sorry. Which has happened in the past with different people.
Lush Lemon sent tippies.
Thank you, Lush Lemon.
Imagine your dad sitting recording these. Enough said. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Don't know what to say about that, but yeah. My dad's not recording this. No, he thinks this is rubbish.
We know that it was harmless. They know it was harmless.
Oh, you mean the songs? Imagine my dad recording the songs. Yeah, Christ.
No.
Christ.
It's too late now. It's in the hands of the authorities. It's beyond me.
I've said Christ too many times now. Sorry, Jesus.
And do you know what the funny thing is? It's no good, right? This is what he's going to think. No, he's not. 'Cause he's been on something. If you delete the videos, you think they're gone? No, they're not gone. You should keep them all. In a court case, the police ask for the videos and they give them to them. So don't even bother deleting them. It's too late. And all you people that are in the chat, Val and all that, don't bother telling them to delete it. It's too late.
I don't delete. I'm not scared to delete. I'm not worried. This is threats.
At least I don't sing in the bath on film.
At least I don't sing in the bath on film.
Smula says, Mia. I'd like to thank all the Spaniards for their constant support through all these lies that have been put out about me. Not one of them has kind of said to me, Alan, is this true?
See, he's laughing about that. I think that's a lie. I think some of them have come forward and said, Alan, is this true? But the laughter would come is not one of my spanners has questioned my fucking character, despite all this public and factual evidence that is staining my character. And he's laughing about it because you are so fucking stupid Like, his thoughts about his audience is, you are so fucking stupid, I could come around your house and shit on your carpet and tell you it was the fucking dog, and you'd clean it up. Like, Alan needs to disappear from YouTube, says BCTV. I quite agree.
One of them was kind of
If he stopped doing this, I'd stop reacting to it.
said to me, Alan, is this true? They know me better. They know me better.
Wearing that strange uniform of black and black nondescript black clothing. The bed from the web pick and what turned up at yours. In this same picture, he's wearing that nondescript black clothing. At this particular time when he did this live, he had to sort of do a couple of these lives where he just left the fucking news rolling for ages because he had something busy to do behind the scenes, I imagine. The bed from the web pick and what turned up at yours is for me an exact copy. You couldn't split the two, not even if they were side by side. Honest bargain of the century. Who wouldn't want a black floor, black brick wall encased in a greenhouse and throwing black sheets, cool as you like? No chance of dehydration or retina burn. Do continue.
One more time, I'm going to go over the source thing, right? Because they're doing this for Jen, right? Genetic code.
Right.
Listen.
This bit is a deliberate manipulation specifically for genetic code, and it deals with something from the past that I am not interested in covering right now.
You're pretending you're MI5. And sometimes I get it mixed up and they go, you said you're an MFI. I swear to God, it was MFI. I can't call myself armchair detective and say that I was FBI or anything, can I? But they won't have it. They won't have it. It's followed me around for 5 years.
Yeah, that followed you around 5 years because it was a lie you told on the internet and they caught you out and made several videos about it.
And the worst of all, trafficking kids with Dr. B.
Trafficking kids
They
now?
decided that because Dr. B was from Bosnia, that we were trafficking children from Bosnia to America. And they used to order them by pizzas because Dr. B.
Why would you keep going on about this on your own channel? Like, anyone who's new to your content would have sat down to watch a new true crime episode, and if they've got this far, good luck to them. But, like, Christ, I don't know, I don't know anything about this, but I'm quite prepared to learn if you want to keep talking about it.
B's my friend, and every time I phoned her, she said, I'm having a pizza. I said, what, chickens? She said, no, it's anchovies. And he worked it out. That was code for what age group.
He worked it out.
She said, no, it's anchovies. And he worked it out.
He worked it out. Martin worked it out. He didn't get it wrong. Martin wasn't confused. If you said to me that you're doing a code on your internet show and it's about selling kids and it's code, I wouldn't say you worked that out. I'd say you've got that wrong. Martin, who has got it wrong, had said this. Like, I wouldn't say he worked it out as like an accidental brain slip.
I'm having a pizza. I said, what, chickens? He said, no.
That's what we call an embedded confession. But you wouldn't know about that, would you? Super metadata plonker, meta plonker. You wouldn't know about that. But this is what we call an embedded confession. I'm not saying that he's done this thing. He's talking about what Martin has said and said that Martin worked it out. So I'm saying that I agree more with the idea that Martin had worked something out than I do with the idea that what Martin's doing is not. Like, Alan just told me Martin worked it out. That's what I'm saying because he said it.
From Bosnia, that we were trafficking children from Bosnia to America, and they used to order them by pizzas because Dr. B is my friend, and every time I phoned her, she said, I'm having a pizza. I said, what, chickens? She said, no, it's anchovies. And he worked it out. That was code for what age group we had to send over.
What?
I swear to God, right? And he put that out there. He put that out there on his troll channel, and people believed it.
Well, so did you. You just said you believed it. He worked it out. You said you believed it.
Say it was proven that I don't run a sex trafficking.
Oh, it's proven you don't run a sex trafficking ring. It was proven you don't run a sex I didn't think you would run a sex trafficking ring. You can't run your own bath without accidentally recording it on Smule. Alan, you can't run to the shops because of your bad knee. Alan, you can't... Oh, like, the man is a worm. Like, Jesus, Alan.
Needless to say, it was proven that I don't.
It was proven
run a sex trafficking.
That I don't run a sex trafficking ring. I've not seen you prove that on the internet, but I don't think you can prove a negative, so I don't think you would need to. But again, I don't think Alan would be the Mr. Big, would he? I don't think Alan would be the Mr. Big of anything. He's not even the Mr. Big of his own fucking bathroom. Like, but bringing up the idea of a sex trafficking ring now is a bit weird, isn't it? Because I've not said anything about a sex trafficking ring. I made a video about you talking about things on Smule, didn't I? And then I also raised this point about this bed from the web pick, and what turned up at yours is for me an exact copy. Who wouldn't want a black floor, black brick wall encased in a greenhouse? Cool as you like, no chance of dehydration or retina burn. So setting up a black room somewhere And then like the concept of sex trafficking like it's almost like they go together in certain other cases, don't they? Weird that he's happy about this, talking about this sex trafficking ring with all these laughter. So to him, it's a laugh. I'm not. Bear in mind, at this moment, I'm not doing my joke about Alan, am I? At this moment, I'm saying this sounds quite serious. There are different moments in the stream where I'm going to do a joke sometimes, but at this moment, I'm saying this one's a bit sinister.
Anchovies, and he worked it out. That was code for what age group we had to send over.
But Alan finds it funny.
I swear to God, right? And he put that out there. He put that out there on his troll channel, and people believed it. Needless to say, it was proven that I don't run a sex trafficking. It's not true. And now he's called the man that always gets it wrong, Diem.
What?
The man that always gets it wrong, Diem.
No one calls him that.
He celebrated me coming down over 20 times, right? I've never been down.
Never been down what?
I wish he would give up and marry Helen. I got them together.
Alan's responsible for their love.
With a mutual hatred of me. Helen hated
Narcissism.
me. Diem hated me. Diem lived in Norway.
Alan's so important. He thinks he's the most important man in their lives.
Helen lived up north. They became friends. And now they're in love and they live together. Lovely. Forget about me now. Think about ducks. Think about, like, forget me. It wouldn't be hard, would it?
Think about ducks, which is what people in love commonly do, is they think about ducks. I don't know where that came from, but Alan doesn't understand love.
That's how crazy it is. So crazy it is.
Think about
nice
ducks.
to have so many of you here when I'm talking crap. I often say that if I talk...
Sorry, what?
So crazy it is. It's nice to have so many of you here when I'm talking crap.
It's
I often
raining again.
say...
Be happier. Swish and then whoosh.
Here's that dog
Lush
again with the
Lemon
knife.
sent tippies. I feel pretty with the tippies, oh so pretty and witty and bright.
I'm first.
Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Big ups to the Malta crew. I'm first. This is another strange thing to say on your own stream.
Crazy. So crazy. It's nice to have so many of you here when I'm talking crap. I often say that if I talk to a dog poo, I still get 500 people watching me.
It's nice to have so many people here when I'm talking crap. So it's crap then, is it, Alan? If I talk to a dog poo, I'd still get 500 people watching me. He thinks so highly of himself, he thinks he could broadcast a dog poo. Instead, it's the verbal equivalent, isn't it, Alan? Insanity to have said that on your own stream like that. And again, I think this is the confidence here of the narcissist in his narcissistic rant with these flying monkeys around him. That it's almost like the tyrant ranting and all these little people cowering. And oh my God, I hope he doesn't look at me. I hope he doesn't, you know, they're safe under the wing. And he's ranting and raving, and these people have not run away. They're all going, oh, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir. Oh, I believe that. Oh, did you say that, Alan? Okay, that's what it is then. And I'll get straight onto that, Alan. You know, so it's almost like that confidence now. He's able to say to them, I'm talking crap. I don't care what you think. You're stupid and I can manipulate you. Like, I could talk to a dog shit and you'd still turn up. Like, what?
It's great that so many of you are listening to me talking about nothing, really. No.
I accidentally let that slip then, didn't you? And you wanted to change that and reframe it so that it said, reframe it so it's just talking about nothing. So it doesn't sound like you were talking about nothing. Here's the arm.
Right, have you got any messages for me before I go? I'm not going to cry, like someone else. I'm not going to cry, and it's not...
Have you got... This is on the day of the outpouring of love, remember? This is the evening of... He watched this in the morning on Sunday. He watched that. He posted several angry posts that day. And then he come onto his stream later to read them out and have a rant. Have you got any messages of love for me in chat now? Because I'm not going to cry, because if I'm going to cry, why would I feel emotions? But I do want you to say about how much you love me now, because they did for him. For Super Chuffer, they did. Where's mine?
My pity party. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I just wanted to put Martin right about me being suspended. I'm not.
You just want... You want your audience to put Martin right about you being suspended, so you thought you'd make a video for them to get them to do that in some way.
A 30-day deactivation. That's what I'm doing. MFI, the worst furniture. That was it. That's the joke. But of course, in America, they didn't get it. Lovers in hate. They got a mutual hatred of me, which is great, isn't it?
He's reading his chat now. He's got nothing to say, so he's just having a read of his chat. Look,
It's great to talk.
it's a good job I got him sped up, otherwise it would be an absolute agony.
I asked that man if he was bullied at school. No doubt.
She asked me if I was bullied at school. No doubt, he says. No doubt I was bullied at school. I always make the joke, yeah, we were all bullied at school by the teachers. Ha ha. Went to a boys' school and had quite a good time, to be honest. Wasn't bullied. Not like, I mean, there were occasional, you know, bigger lads mess about, and like, I wasn't put in a bin or anything. But, you know, once or twice I had to kick someone in the knee because they couldn't reach their fucking, they were that high up, I had to kick them in the knee. But, like, you know, everyone had a bit of back and forth banter at school. I wasn't bullied. I'm not like some scarred child who's reaping his vengeance on the rest of the world. But I wonder about this name thing, because this name thing really touched a nerve, didn't it? And so I wonder about that, whether that is in some, you know, because Alan Bummicombe, and he did it on his channel, The Nutter. We saw this. I'm repeating myself a bit. Oh no. Isn't it funny now if you type in Armchair Detective, it come up with Armchair Detective Sex Offender? I didn't do that. That was Google's choices, the most commonly sought after choices. On the live here, the thumbnail says Vinnicombe. He's written it in his own. I said it out loud, so you have to decide how you want to spell that. The same way as his name, or with the word cum, C-U-M, not C-O-M-B-E. It's up to you in your mind, your dirty mind. But Alan's got Vinnicombe written on his own. I think that's brilliant. You know, I think that's brilliant. So I think what's happened is they were touched a nerve with about a childhood nickname. I think someone, like, I'm not saying he was bullied, right? But I'm saying I wasn't. How about that?
He made up my own daughter's whole life.
No, I didn't.
He made up a whole life for my daughter in his head.
No, I didn't.
5 minutes.
No, I didn't. And if I
Said
did,
to her, help me take this effort down.
if I'm making it up, it's just a bit
And when
of
we
fun.
take him down, I'll be your daddy now. I'll be your daddy now.
Creepo.
I'll be.
He's doing now. I know it's an impression of me, but I think he comes across a lot more creepy when he does it.
When we take him down, I'll be your daddy now. I'll be your daddy now.
Okay. See how there's a difference? See how there's a difference in the way we behave? You see the difference in the way we behave? You've got the clips already. You've all looked at them. Oh, Scott said he's the daddy. I've shown it on today's episode at the start. Go back and watch it. See him there. There's a difference in the way we behave. So I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not being miscontextualized and painted out. Like, if you don't like it, fine. But I'm all good. All the people around me are good. Someone said, does he need support? Does he need support? I've got a lovely family and friends. Lots and lots of you in chat. The whole reason I was emotional in that video is because the outpouring of support. I'm good. Okay? I'm not doing this creepy shit.
Wish I was younger. I wish I was younger.
Oh, really? Hang on. I'm recording that one.
Doubt. He made up my own daughter's whole life. He made up a whole life for my daughter in his head in 5 minutes. And said to her, help me take this effort down to my own daughter. And when we take him down, I'll be your daddy now. I'll be your daddy now. Wish I was younger. I wish I was younger.
Is that a veiled threat?
That skinny weed would be off the weed.
Yeah.
Oh. It's hard to laugh about it. But what else can I do?
Threaten me more?
Talk about the weather, yeah. Sad sacks. Nosy Nana went straight in there.
Yeah.
Bang. Took him on, head on.
Took me on head on. Talked to me in chat and I was nice to her until she started being weird.
I saw him in
and we
other
had to ban her.
creators last night. Worked 2 hours pretending he was normal.
He's talking about Bam's,
Basically pretends he's normal.
Bim's video, Nin's video. Don't say my name. Identify as the daddy now, says Joe Watson. We can all be the daddy. You can all be the daddy here. This was like, you know, I'm not going to... It just gets so fucking... It's like scum circling the drain. Like, I'm not going to start going down this scummy drain. So he is obviously... He was in this other person's chat. He was there lurking. He was getting a kick out of it.
I'm very successful.
This successful thing, we talked about it in yesterday's episode or the day before's.
Think about the ducks.
Think about the ducks. They're telling him.
Right. And what would help, if someone... I'm going to have a sale on my paintings. I'll go to the community page. I'll put a lot of them reduced price. I won't tell you which ones, but I will take £50 for all of them, bar about 5 that I want to keep. If you look through, can we put up my community page, girls? If you want to help me out, because I'm hardly ever on anymore, I'm going to put all my paintings at £50, £50.
£50 a painting.
They were like 200. So if you want one of my paintings, I will send you one anywhere in the world for £50 plus postage.
Plus postage.
Along with a little message and an autograph.
Little message and an autograph.
Along with a little message and an autograph.
And an autograph. Jesus.
£50. If you want to pay more, you can.
If you want to pay more, you can. And obviously, that goes for any transaction in life, of course. You know, you don't have to just pay the standard amount for your fucking bottle of Co-op tonic water. You don't have to. You could pay over the odds if you'd like, Alan. That is always an option.
I've got a feeling I'm going to need some money soon. Might be in some legal cement pretty soon next week.
You might, yes, Alan. You fucking might, because you keep threatening me on the internet. Julia, yes, last night's AD was a veiled threat. We've recorded the whole thing, and don't think that I'm not acting on that. And I don't mean as a threat. I mean going to the police. You know, obviously, I'm taking that immediately to the police. So
I'm trying to get some money together. I'm not saying it's all for that. I'm saying I've reduced the price of my paintings. They're all in the community. Have a look in there. If any you want, you need to write to adsubs007 at gmail.com. adsubs007 at
gmail.com. That'll go straight through to one of the spanners, won't it?
£50 for a genuine oil painting you can keep forever.
Acrylic. And
I promise you, I won't be putting any songs up lately. No songs, okay?
Yeah, because you were at the time of making this, your account was suspended.
Just painting.
Tush, you're right. He's been raging for years, same shite, different day. The thing that's different with me is things are a bit different with me, aren't there? There's a couple of things. One, I get more views than he does on his actual show, on my B-side, talking about his bollocks. Yeah? So I'm clearly the most successful. Like, between me and Alan, I'm the most successful on YouTube right now. I get more views on my Nicola Bully content outright, like nearly double, and our channel is growing. Like, you can have 800,000 million subscribers if you want, but people aren't turning up to watch your shit. Obviously, the tippies is a physical, like, denominative symbol of, financially, it's going better for me. I'm happy with that. I'm not like, oh my God, Scott said he was getting money off YouTube. Of course I am. It's my fucking putting all this work in. It's my job. And then he's looking like an idiot as well, isn't he? He's looking like an idiot. So, like, there's a difference here in the way things are playing out with me and Alan. He didn't have to start this. He didn't have to push it down this road. But now we're rolling down this road, and he's the one that's suffering the most. So I don't think... he believes maybe that this same as the Truther community, this will be just a back and forth indefinitely, maybe. I don't think he understands that there could be an end game for him. But the less he understands, the better, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, he's an expert in body language. He decided that Paul Ansel killed his wife. He called one
Did
of them, I did murder. Paul Ansel, I did murder. That's what he called one of his videos.
That's what I called one of my videos. No, it's not. So what you're confused about here is on the Super Chuffer channel, we do like to have a laugh as well as doing serious stuff. And on the podcast, thus, we did episodically different episodes. And one episode, we were talking about narcissists, and it got out of hand. We all had a big laugh. And you made me get that chuffing. It was voted for in chat. What do you want as the thumbnail? And the thumbnail that was most voted for in chat. So I can't take responsibility for this. This is your fault in chat. I done a murder. The Paul Ansel crowdfund of the GoFundMe. And it's a funny crowdfund GoFundMe, isn't it? Because it's got Paul Ansel's face on and I done a murder. And it was for the crowdfund for Nicola Bully, because they did that crowdfund and everyone thought it was disgusting and weird. So that's a joke about it. So calm the fuck down. I did all the red flags. I did all the talking about the body language. I did that for Paul and I did that for Emma. I did that for loads of other people. I have raised some concerns and ideas and conclusions. They're my opinions and thoughts. It doesn't mean that he's gone on the internet and made a video. Paul Ansel's a murderer. Everyone run and get Paul Ansel. That's not what's happened. But, painting it out as if it's, changing and tweaking and twisting, snake twisting. Big ups HMRC UK for the £2. Thanks very much. I'm so glad, throughout the time, I've talked honestly and openly about this, throughout the time of so glad throughout the time of COVID, I did get carer's allowance. You know, being on universal credit for that time, being a sole trader with no work whatsoever, that was really difficult. And being a carer for my nan was really difficult. But I tell you what, I'm so glad I don't have to go on that anymore. I'm so glad I've closed all that long time ago. Happily moved. I don't want dealing with the fucking universal credit job centre bollocks. I work hard and I get a financial reward from it. Thank you, HMRC, for the £2. Really appreciate it.
Oh. Ugh.
We all need a bit of help sometimes, and the universal credit is just not good enough. And the people that really need it the most are not getting enough. You know, people with PIP payments had to go fucking arguing whether they were fucking disabled to get their payments. It was disgusting. So I don't think I'm down on anyone who's on universal credit, not at all. But for me personally, I needed it when I needed it, but I'm glad I can stand alone now.
You like the song? So you've seen Silly Nana? Popcorn likes the songs. Well, I hope to sing again when I can sort this out. I'm only good at talking songs, not really singing ones.
Yeah.
And my poetry, thank you, Ocean Story. You like me reading? Yeah, I could do quite a few things, can't I?
I can do quite a few things. You can read.
And any of you ex-truthers, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
It's no big deal.
After 5 years of him saying horrible things about them and to them, now he forgives them because there's a glimmer of hope in the fight against Super Chuffer. That he could twist them around this fucking pathetic thing about a verbal joke based on his name and the stuff that's flying around. And the fact that Scotty did a green screen gaff with a bit of a saucy, he showed his tummy. Like, unbelievable. And again, I'll reiterate, for any of the truth of the community that's watching this, you need to step back and have a look at where you're being directed, how your energies are being directed, and who by. I'm not directing you, okay? Alan is attempting to. He believes himself to be a puppet master. I got him dancing, now he's making you dance. It's silly.
A lot of you were fed lies.
Yeah, by you.
But I think I've had enough now. I think 5 years is enough on my back. I don't talk about the Watts case anymore. I don't talk about the bully case anymore. Is it really worth getting on my back anymore just for being a YouTuber? Is it?
There we go.
Or is it time to move on? Everything has a time to move on.
Yeah, you've got a time to move on, you fucking sad bastard, and then they can all just carry on with their lives.
July the 4th coming up. Why don't you start doing something else?
Because of July the 4th.
I'm just here to entertain and whatever. You don't need to get on my back anymore.
Right, that's good. Good we sorted that out.
Obviously, I've listened to all the hate. I listened to what you say, and obviously I've had to go through a lot of pain. So you got what you wanted. You got me upset and destroyed.
Got you upset and destroyed. I don't think you're destroyed, but I will agree that you're upset and you watch all their stuff.
You got successfully stopped me earning a lot of money. Can't you be happy with that? That you really reduced my lifestyle and you really reduced my earning capability? Reduced
his lifestyle and earning capability. Well, since he pours all the excess money, he said himself, he's got nothing at the end of the tax year. He's got nothing at the end of the month. You know, net zero, no tax on that. So I don't know where he put. My guess is he pours it all into those poker tournaments and poker online and stuff because he's admitted himself about his poker playing. Like.
Can't you be happy with that? That you really reduced my lifestyle and you
reduced his lifestyle. He hasn't seemed to change his lifestyle over the last 5 years. He hasn't improved his lifestyle with all the money he's got. Last month, like, didn't they give him thousands of pounds for like in his chat and all the super tippies and the memberships and all that? Didn't Nana give him the not Nana, Nancy give him the big value donations? Like, where's all that gone, Alan?
You really reduced my earning capability.
Reduced his earning capabilities means he didn't get as much money over the Nicola Bully stuff at the end there with the big finale as he hoped, because Super Chuffer has created this whole thing going on that other people are a bit interested in. Not created. Created is the wrong word, isn't it? I mean, I create my content. I'm a creator on YouTube. But Super Chuffer's kicked up a big stink, maybe is a better way to say it. And then Alan suffered, and financially suffered as well. He's admitting that here. So pretty angry.
Can't you be happy with that? That you really reduced my lifestyle and you really reduced my earning capability? Isn't that enough?
It's interesting that you should reduce your earning capability, right? And at a position where you're at net zero, I've got nothing at the end of the month, I need your tippies, please buy my paintings. You reduce his earning capability, and yet he's still able to go to the co-op, get his thing, do his streaming. He doesn't seem to have suffered that reduction of earning capability. He hasn't had to go and take a loan. He hasn't had to go and, like, you know, get a job at McDonald's or anything. He just does just fine on just less money. You know, I'm at break-even point at the moment. I don't have anything in the bank. I'm not saving it. You can't sue me for money. I don't have any. But If you reduce my earning capability, I'm also just fine as it is. No difference in my life, really. Very strange.
Or not?
Good use of the word ponce in chat there, in the way my dad would use it as a colloquialism in the UK. For anyone who doesn't know in America, it can have a sexual connotation, I think. But my dad also says, you know, if you're poncing off someone, it's like you're taking money off them and mooching off them. Like mooching's an Americanism for that same word.
Hate videos. Have you ever seen me in someone else's channel leaving comments?
No, yeah, I have, but under a pseudonym, obviously.
Good question. No, I've left a few in like 4 years. I might have left 10. And they're always supportive of a channel.
Yeah.
I've never, ever wrote a nasty thing in anybody's channel.
No, that's not a lie, obviously, is it? Like, but you've been in my channel with your fake accounts and you're like, you know, no one else would have gone to the extent and said the things they said and with the same spelling mistakes. And you did it with that Rach, didn't you? We talked about that. We had that whole thing with Rach's troll who happened to be dyslexic as well. I mean, come on.
Where? In 5 years, I've never left a nasty comment in anyone's channel. I have in my own to some of the trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a holiday. I do, Angela.
Go to
my knee is
again.
only 7 weeks into recuperation. It's going to take 6 months in total. But see, I had to deal with a knee replacement as well, by the way.
Yeah, not a pity party.
I even did a show the night I came home, high on tramadol. I did a show.
Yes, ill-advised, but you did.
Maybe I'm nuts. We need a fun channel. Yeah, well, we're going to do some fun stuff on my Patreon.
I'm looking forward to it.
We said about that. We had a Patreon meeting the other night, and we said...
Big hammy hands. We had a patron meeting, which is you charged people to be in a stream where you witted on about your childhood television favourites.
One night a week, we're going to have a trivia night on our Patreon channel and a music quiz. So I'm just trying to pick out what night. Maybe, I don't know what night, but anyway, once a week, we're going to do some fun stuff on my Patreon.
I can't wait for that.
Channel. Okay. Bit of fun.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, severe pain, I know.
Severe pain.
Well, I hope I made myself clear that I never sung a duet with any child on Smule.
Yep, I made that very clear in the first video that I did, Alan. I made that clear.
I'm not suspended from Smule.
You were suspended from Smule.
I've got my own Smule account. I'm trying to...
You have a second Smule account now.
Deactivate it.
Trying to deactivate it, but you also made sure it was reactivated in some way, so a bit confused.
And as for what he's done...
Thanks, Reform BBC, £5. Great work to expose this man. Of course, this is just the catch-up from the bit that we didn't manage to finish. There's more. But we're not going to get... Like, we're going to finish this today, and then I'm doing the tarot, and then we're doing Genshin Impact. But there is more, and then hopefully we'll have caught up fully, and we won't have to fucking go on about him anymore, and he can get the deal, get the gist. Yeah? And I'll just pop in from time to time and, like, you know, occasionally pull his pants down and give him a smack instead of having to drag him through the streets, like, calling shame until he fucking shuts up.
On his video, I feel sorry for him. Because he's got to live with that forever now. If he's in so much drugs that he doesn't know he's done it, that's even worse.
Well, Alan, I think I'm of my right mind, not baffed out on tramadol.
But you know what? I don't think he cares.
Don't think I care. There are things I care about, Alan, but your well-being is not at the top of the priorities list for me. Not in this balance of power situation. I'm talking about you on Smule there, but I'm also talking about you and your, whatever you call them in your chat, you know, and the people you manipulate. Not with the narcissist. I don't think you're top of my priority list.
He thinks, this is what he says, is I'm like, what's the word? Oh, Jimmy Carr. I'm like Jimmy Carr. He can tell jokes like that.
This is what in Nib Nib's chat, in Bin Bin's chat, I related that they were having this proper pop about, like, they wouldn't let me answer to my, I thought, if they're having a talk about me, I'll go and say, I'll talk to you, you know, just let me on the show, have my voice. No, I can't do that, I'm scared. I'll face you anywhere. What about now? Okay, no, not now. And then this idea came up about the jokes, and I said, like, you know, Jimmy Carr. I've said it today, haven't I? Jimmy Carr, Alan Carr, not Alan Carr. I said Jimmy Carr, Frankie Boyle. There's a lot of comedians who tread a bit of a fine edge. It would be ridiculous to say the things these people are saying because someone did a joke. And I know the context is different. I'm not Jimmy Carr on the fucking stage at Wembley, but I think it's understood when I've got my wig on and I'm messing about, I'm doing a joke. I think people are laughing and I'm laughing. So
it's a joke.
It's a joke.
I'm afraid it's not a joke.
You can do defamation and it's still a joke, but it's defamation. Like if I do a joke and I say, oh, Alan Vinnicombe is a paedophile. This is an example. If I said Alan Vinnicombe is a paedophile, ha ha ha, as a joke, it's still a defamation, even if I paint it up as a joke, right? So I didn't do that. I'm not doing that.
There's no over 18 sign on his video he made. It's just a video that a child could watch and listen to that perversion.
No, YouTube has restrictions, and you have to press a button when you upload. Suitable for children. Is this video for children? I click no.
And see his perverted movements. And I can't even tell you the kids' jokes he made. A child could watch that. He's dangerous. He's dangerous to people. He's dangerous to himself.
It's on the responsibility of the parents to see what the children are watching on YouTube. It's not my responsibility to see if children are watching my stream, okay?
Alan Carr, Jimmy Carr. I don't know which Carr it is. And I know it's quite shocking. Oh, he illegally streams my patrons as well. He has no regard for the law. Patreon is a pay channel. He streams that as well.
Patreon's a pay channel. It's not. Patreon is a contract you have between you and the people on Patreon. The content that you upload to YouTube is YouTube content. So I am restreaming that when I choose to. And I'm not just live restreaming it. I'm doing my reaction. So it's all good.
I know that some of you Americans will be shocked when you see what he said about children. I don't think he would do it in America. I don't think Americans would go this low, would they? I don't know. What do you think? Americans?
What?
Have you ever seen
Americans don't have jokes either.
anything like that in America? I haven't seen it anywhere. But
he's so hell-bent on this American thing because obviously all the British people can see, like, it's easier for the British people to see through him. It's easier for him to manipulate some of these older American ladies. In fact, I think he assumes that Americans have a lower standard general intelligence, and so he's more pointed at them. Also, some of these cases that he covers are more American-based. The Chris Watts stuff, that he would have maybe Nancy's American. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a couple of Nancys that are American and he's concerned with them. Remember, this manipulation, this NARC rage that he did on this day was specifically a NARC rage. So he's not going to really care about winning the hearts and minds of the general audience because they're too smart. They see through it. Manipulators like Alan, they target people who they can manipulate. They have systems to narrow it down. So they don't just go wide and say, let's try and affect everyone, because they get poo-pooed and shot down, and they encounter people who won't put up with their bullying and will call them out in public. So instead, they go narrow and they target the people. So here he's really appealing to the Americans.
all right, I'm going to let you go now. I've done an hour and a half.
I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to just bin off my own thing. I've done an hour and a half of rant. I'm going to let you go. Like, thanks for turning up on command. I'm going to let you go. The narcissist. And it's him that's spinning it off.
Now. I've done an hour and a half. I intend to do an hour. But tomorrow, I'm going to start a study group on the Idaho 4, where 4 students were killed.
Yeah.
And it's a fascinating case. And I know that
you're fascinated by these students that were killed, isn't it? Aren't you?
Let's do a little test now.
Let's do a little test.
Let's have a little look around to see where we are in the world.
This is bizarre.
You're 600 people plus. What country do you live in?
What country do you live in, he asks. And then people in the chat type in where they're from. We've asked that before in a different way in our chat. So there are merits to this. I probably think in Alan's mind, since he's just mentioned about the Americans and, as I've just described the focus of his manipulation, he's taking a straw poll. What's funny is you can actually do it as a poll. Start a poll. Look, where are you from, comma, should you say, question mark. And I can ask you, I could have put all the different countries on that poll and you could have said what you want. Alan's still not understanding how to use the internet properly, and he's got them all saying it in chat.
We do. Kaka, try to get some sort of estimate of what it is.
Kaka, if you can get some sort of estimate, Kaka, if you can note down where everyone's from for me, and then put it into a spreadsheet and do a graph and get some sort of estimate. Thanks, Deborah Rabbit, for the £2 super chat. People in chat are doing their own poll, and when it's finished, it will give me an exact statistical reference rather than.
Most of you be UK or USA. 90% of you be those two countries.
He's doing his own estimate.
England, Scotland, UK, Wales, England, USA, Germany. Mark. Yeah, but you're not German, are you? Mark, are you German?
What would be wrong with being German, Mark? If you are German, guten Tag. You're not German, though, are you, Mark? Or does he know Mark? And he knows that he's not German, so he thinks it's strange that he's in Germany. Like, what's going on here?
USA, Germany. Mark. Yeah, but you're not German, are you? Mark, are you German?
Not racist, are you? You're right, Charles.
UK. Turkey. Wow. Susan, how exotic. Susan's from Turkey.
Turkey. Sounds nice.
Sweden, Mia. Svenska flicka. Norway. Do you know
Same
what
words
I'm
now. Same words. So this
Sweden.
peters out.
I don't mean just heard the name. I mean, you know something about it. 70-30 to England, Britain. 70% British, 30% rest of the world. Do you know about the Idaho 4 case?
And then he's getting a straw poll about the Idaho 4 case. So he can
I don't mean just heard the name. I mean, you know something about it.
decide what to do in the future. It's a bit of a weird way to finish this, is because whatever they say in chat is kind of irrelevant. You're going to get some people who do and some people who don't, and like, so what? But he wants to know, really, can he manipulate these people with weeks and weeks of Idaho 4 bollocks now in the future, or are they switched onto it already?
Let's see if we can get a percentage on this, Kaka.
Let's see if we can get a percentage on this. Why don't you just use the poll function, you fucking idiot? He's a laughable gaff, isn't he? If it wasn't so dark and sinister at times, he's a laughable guff.
I'd say most of you don't know about it. So we're going to start from scratch before it happened tomorrow.
We're going to start from scratch before it happened, he says. Obviously, he's not going to start from scratch before it happened. He's going to start his coverage from covering before it happened, but he's starting well after it happened.
And it's very sad.
It's very sad.
And there's a lot of rabbit holes and lots of dops and downs. And a lot of people saying that
he's been reading a lot of stuff on social media, so good. It's the sort of thing that you can fuse your audience with for a load more months. Good on you, Alan. Well done. So that's Alan's NARC rage. I'm glad we finished that. We, of course, have recent streams where he has done more worse, continued on. So we've got another stream about that. I'm getting backed up with it, so you appreciate that. People go, oh, Scott's obsessed with Alan. I'm backed up now, right, to that point. We've got this one where he talks about this rubbish.
sea change. The officer was really interested.
The officer was really interested. It sounded like you got a visit from the police, right? So we've got that one to talk about. And then this one where he was threatening, talking about wanting to do murders. Yeah. So there's two. There's not a lot. There's like half an hour at the start of each episode, and then he plays the news for the rest of the episode. So there's that. And then, of course, there's his recent video as well. How much more can I take? Another 6 hours of torture. That one is particularly thick and full of lies. So we've got those to do. So you see, when people say, Scott's obsessed with Alan, Scott's obsessed with Alan, if I don't do 8-hour lives on it, how do we cover it all? Like, he's talking about me on his channel in multiple ways. Alan's current tactic is to try and overload his audience with the false narrative that he's painting. And the more he can do that to them, the more they'll listen to, the less they'll be able to watch me. He's trying to play a numbers game with the false narrative at the moment. It's interesting. So let it not be said that I'm obsessed. I do quite enjoy this, though. It's easy work from me, because as you see, he says a load of bollocks and then I rip into it. So that's fine, isn't it? That's fine. The main channel doesn't feature Alan, so I'm glad he doesn't taint that. And then this is the B-side channel you're watching now, Battery Exhausted. There's a lot of lives recently about Alan, but if you scroll down, there's some lives about other stuff as well that you might be interested on the past. There's a lot of videos that currently feature Alan quite a lot, but there's also some other stuff that you might be interested in from the past. And we also, of course, have other channels. I'm going to be back tonight at 7 p.m. here for DSP versus the Tarot. That's going to be lots of fun. And then I've got other channels, which I would suggest on the Super Chuffer channel. Press the channels button. This all comes up. Mental Health Monday, a resource. We built it. It stands as a resource. I'm quite pleased with that. Thank you very much, Rialdo, for saying hello. Hello yourself. Genji Impact is where I upload my Genshin Impact stuff. That's been getting behind. I'm 2 weeks out from a good episode because of all this important other stuff. I get to play games in my free time and I upload that as well. That's pretty dodgy though, because I'm 40 years old, so you've got to be careful over there. It looks weird to some people who don't understand the internet, apparently. We've got Super Chuffer for You, which is the clips, and we've got Light Horse, which is the music. That's all me. True Vinyl and ASMR, which is an ASMR channel. So I've got lots of different content, lots of different media out there. So again, it's not an obsession. Stop being weird. All right, calm your fucking selves down. If anyone's obsessed, you're obsessed. If you're hearing me say this, you're obsessed. No, you're all right. You're all good, aren't you? Prophecy says he's creaming money for the views. Yeah, he's getting a few bits of money from these views, yeah. But the irony is that that's as many people as he can get looking at this, like, the better for me. When they talk about child protection, like, do they think I've not talked to the police? But more importantly, the more people that can look at this, the better for me. So I'll finish with this. The bed from the web pic and what turned up at yours is, for me, an exact copy. You couldn't split the two, not even if they were side by side. Honest bargain of the century. Who wouldn't want a black floor, black brick wall, encased in a greenhouse, and throw in black sheets, cool as you like? No chance of dehydration or retina burn. Picture in your mind a black floor, a black brick wall, a black bed, maybe. The bed from the web pic has already turned up. We've got black sheets on the bed. I don't know about this greenhouse. I don't know what that means myself. Not an expert on that. But dehydration and retina burn are for video lights. The old strong lights would burn your eyes and you'd get literally hot and dehydrated under them if you were performing for a long time. So you've got no chance of that. I mean, I've got no chance of that because I've got LED lights these days. So these days you've got no chance of that. This was written by somebody who, as I showed in the video, has a background in set design and has worked as a production assistant. They actually worked on the same show as Alan worked on, the Restaurant Inspector, this person. So I'm not trying to dox them or anything. That's their actual LinkedIn. Like, that's on the internet. So it's only one quick Google away. I just did that Google for you after I saw this. Okay? So this is really a big important point as well. And it's a little bit annoying to me that everyone's talking about whether a little bit annoying to me. I don't lie awake thinking about it, but in this whole context, I'm surprised that people are so worried about Super Chuffer's humour when that's clearly a tactic by Alan to push and misdirect and deflect. And this is what should be looked at a bit more closely, because the Smule, as I said, the Smule, he didn't solicit those things from the children. I said it, I've shown it a number of times today. So it looks really bad for him. And there's a lot of questions about who would leave that up and why you'd leave it up, and if you're naive and if you're not, and what it means and what you think it could and whether you can prove or what. That's all up in the air. But this has not been answered for or dealt with. And I think he wanted to make a big stink about the Smule stuff because it's easier to deal with than this is. That's what I think. Check my nuggets, says Sam. Thanks. A padded cell with no internet is a cure for Alan. I'll quickly check that. I'm about to sign off now though, so what am I looking for now? I'm looking, but I don't see anything that's like urgent I need to deal with right now, is there? But thank you, I'll have a look. Yeah, I think we're good, aren't we? Up the cretins. Gang stalking. Yeah, gang stalking's funny. I'm obviously working on my own. I don't have anything to do with all those other truther people. I did contact a couple of them when I found out some stuff about Alan that I wanted to verify. Like, what is gang stalking and what are you on about? That's a word Alan invented as a gaslight. It's just fucking stupid. It doesn't apply to me. It can't apply to me. If someone wanted to say something in my chat, fine. Like, if Val wanted to leave a nice comment, fine. Like, you want to say I'm a gang stalker, that's a bit of a jump, and you should question your own intelligence. In fact, you can see from the bear in mind, right, I'll finish off saying this quickly. The truth community was already broken apart and fragmented before I turned up, wasn't it? This whatever it was, what I've learned recently is about 5 years ago, there was a bit more of a thing going on YouTube about the Rusiks and the Chris Watts case and all that. It became a bit of a thing on YouTube. And whilst Jim Can't Swim dominated, Jim Can't Swim is the true crime channel. Jim Can't Swim dominated, but YouTube decided we're not having all this on YouTube, and they demonetized a lot of accounts for talking about stuff. You got the pissy yellow symbol. Jim himself, Jim Can't Swim, decided to bin it off and said, right, if YouTube won't support me, fuck you, YouTube. It created a hole, a vacuum, and a lot of channels filled that hole. True crime actually grew instead of shrinking. Netflix did all their big specials, and big companies like YouTube decide for the year ahead what's going to be big on YouTube. And lo and behold, you know, Netflix true crime specials and all this. Turns out, true crime, okay, we can monetize it. We can monetize it. You don't have to have the piss yellow symbol. If you said paedophile in an episode, it doesn't mean automatic no monetization anymore, right? You can talk about it. So lo and behold, they did, and true crime became a flourishing thing on YouTube again. Okay, this is all happening about 5 years ago or so, like, you know, in sequence. And so a lot of these truther channels, it might have been they started out talking the truth about 9/11 or the truth about fucking some other thing. Like, true crime became a growth industry on YouTube, and a lot of channels grew into that vacuum that one big channel used to occupy. And now you've got a lot of flourishing channels in the true crime space. Quite a lot of them are quite serious and quite good channels, right? Armchair Detective is not one of those. Armchair Detective was a bubble that popped, was a drama that happened and popped. And the other truther is, like, you know, a wide term now. People that think chemtrails might call themselves truthers, and people that think fucking Joe Biden's a robot might call themselves truthers, and it's a wide term now, isn't it? But there was a particular core group of true crime truthers, and that includes Truth Justice, Val, Genetic Code, I think Martin, I don't know, you know, these people that Alan keeps talking about, this cast of characters that he keeps talking about. It also includes Tintin, or whatever her name is, and a load of the people that watch her. You might think, oh, they're not trolls, they're just people from a channel. There are a lot of them, like nutty old truthers, right? And what's happened for them is they didn't get any growth or explosive anything. They're like, no, I'm not having a pop at Val or Truth Justice or anyone here. Like, obviously there are people that I respect out there, and their names have come up, so they might think I'm having a pop at them. I'm talking now about a general thing on YouTube within this community. Is they broke apart and fragmented. They had arguments. They had petty squabbles about each other's personal lives that were not related to the truther movement per se, and they fragmented and fell apart. And a big part of it was Alan and his bollocks. Alan didn't want to be having to compete with other channels, so dramatics and bullshittery turned into Alan's... Damn cat's outside again. Turned into Alan's bread and butter, really. Alan was a big part and a big reason that a lot of these people have had squabbles. Let's just say that, squabbles. And so instead of having, like, you know, successful channels 5 years down the road, some of them are quite happy with their personal vendetta against Alan, trying to make sure this Rusick thing goes through, as far as I can see, and good luck to them. You know, that's what they want to do with their channels. That's fine, right? Some of them are doing true crime content that nobody's watching. Some of them are doing, like, one of the things I really respect about Val, I think, is that she's got a wealth of knowledge and had a background in making videos about the topic of narcissism before she got into this. And I think she can go on from this and still be a great YouTuber. I don't think she needs to be attached to Alan necessarily to be successful. And then there's others that are like rolling around at the very bottom end, at the very gutter end, that are just like spouting a load of nonsense in comments and are in two particular chat rooms and have nothing to say or nobody to say it to. So they're kind of bitter and weird. So that's what happened to the truther community. It's now broken apart. There's some good content creators that went on to create good content. There's some people that aren't concerned about general content creation, but are concerned with a particular person and their behavior. And then there are others that have gone right down the bottom end and rolling around in the shit and just like being fucking weird. Yeah. So that's not me. I didn't do any of that. I turned up late to that fucking dumpster fire because Alan took one of my videos during the Nicola Bully thing. So I come from this from a different point of view. I'm not a true crime channel. I'm not a truther channel. I'm a body language analysis, conversational magazine show, guests, podcast thing, and rabbit holes and YouTube people who are weird and B-side channels and that. Like, you know, let's just be clear on that. So that truther community, they're the ones, and a lot of them are the ones, you know, the videos are going back and forth and the drama is like, you know, oh, Scott said this and Alan said this and Scott said that. And have you seen someone said this and I've clipped this from this and I've clipped that from that. Like, fucking hell. Wow. So it's going to happen. I'm not going to stop it happening. Anyone who clips my stuff, I'm all right with that, to be honest, because anything that I say and do, if you want to clip it and send people back to my channel to have a look at it, fine. It's a bit of a shame they cut out the context. That's a bit of a low underhand thing to do, but what can you do? I think most sensible people who want to know about stuff would turn up and look at it for themselves. Oh, your clip says this, right? Well, there's a whole episode I can go and watch on his channel to find out for myself. So I think most people just find out for themselves. So I'm actually think it's like advertising for me, so long may that continue. There's a button on YouTube that says, let them clip your stuff. I always click it, let them clip my stuff. Yeah? Like, I can choose to copyright strike it if they just take a great big chunk and don't say anything about it or whatever. Sometimes I choose to, sometimes I don't. Do I? you know, because it actually helps to promote the channel. So that's all right. That thing's going to go on. This channel, our work, the Super Chuffer channel, is going to continue to grow. And I don't have to be attached to any of their bitterness, any of their pissy and moaning. I've said my bit today about it. If I have to say it again, I might say it again. I don't care. It's not like I'm going to go on and obsessed. So just be clear on this, right? I said at the start of today's episode, I'm okay. I'm not mentally unwell. I'm not distressed. We're going to have a good laugh on today's episode later on about Dark Side Finn and the Tarot. And then I'm going to play my favourite game, Genshin Impact. Like, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm making content on the internet. These aspersions that are cast against me are words of truth twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. You know, they're not right. They're not good. They're sad, savage manipulation. And those that fall into it and end up gossiping and prattling and passing back and forth conjecture over my character, when really my character, it doesn't matter, right? I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter if I do a few colourful jokes or bad jokes, or you don't like them, or he said kiddie cum. Like, that doesn't matter really in relation to what this is and what's happening here. And you can say, oh, Scott made himself look bad and he spoiled it. Well, fucking hell, like, I didn't spoil nothing. I'm just doing my show. I enjoyed it. Come in. You going out? You in or out? Go out. Go out. Thing is, right, if your whole reason for being is to take Alan down and to have like a serious prison conversation about children with Alan and go to the police, that can all be done behind closed doors, but I'm still able to go on YouTube and do what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Someone even said you shouldn't have talked about this, you should have just took it to the police. Ridiculous. Make it public. Get it all out there. The police can also do their thing, you know. So I think I'm good. I think I'm fine with it. You're going to carry those who I'm directing this bit to at the end here. You know, lovely people in chat. Obviously, you that I'm talking to, you. We're all good, yeah. But those who I'm directing this, like, you know, to that have been critical of that aspect of it, like, Jesus, I think I've made my point, haven't I? Like, I'm not really necessarily sorry for that. I'm sorry that you don't like the joke. But anyway, long may what we do continue. Get a cat flap, good idea, yeah. No, fucking right. She's got I shouldn't say this, they'll be around the back of the house trying to get their hand in it. She's got a cat flap and she don't want to fucking use it, does she? She wants me to get up and do the front door. The window's open. She likes going in and out the window. She wasn't happy with that either. She wants me up and down. That's what she wants. I believe there's probably, I'll discover at the end of the episode, she wants more food or something. You know, this is just part of the manipulation from the cat. do one on the cat now. I'm doing one on the cat. This is just part of the manipulation now from the cat. The cat is a narcissist who always wants me to feed her. She doesn't care about me. She just wants me to... She just wants me to get up and... She's just manipulative, that cat. No, I love her. It's brilliant. I love her. I remember Mog from when I was a kid. I had Mog. Mog was the book. Yeah. When I was a kid. Torchy. Remember Torchy? Do you remember Torchy? Do you remember that black bed with the black wall and the bloke from the telly who can do you a set, can make you a set? Do you remember that? Do you remember Torchy when you... Yeah, get under the lights. Do you remember Torchy? Do you remember Torchy? Get under the lights. Get under the lights. Shut up. Do you remember? Oh look, do you remember Bagpuss? Do you remember Bagpuss? Where's the money? The source agency bit, I had to skim over that. Might deal with it in the future. Remember Garfield? Torchy, if you haven't seen it, Alan did this thing where it's on my videos. If you like this sort of business, Angry Alan's childhood favourites. These are his favourite TV shows. In fact, I can't be asked to put it on. Oh, you can watch it yourself. Torchy was on it. So go and watch it. That's it from me for an hour when I'm going to be back on. And we're going to be doing DSP versus the tarot. It's loads of fun. We are learning all about what the tarot cards mean through the prism of Darkside Phil and his buffoonery on the internet. He's a different kind of lolcow. He's a streamer as well, but different kind of lolcow. And we're putting his life and times into the tarot cards. Like we're making our own tarot deck with our own art. And once we've finished it, we will create a tarot deck of our own. And I will have learned what all the cards mean. So it's actually quite interesting. It's got two kinds of, it's a double fold. I learn what they all mean. We do a tarot discussion, and we also discuss a lolcow and put some art together. So it's really quite fun. If you don't like DSP or you don't know what's going on, don't worry. Just turn up and have a chat, you fucking nutters. So yeah, I'll see you in an hour for that. And later on, I'm going to try and play some Genshin Impact. If this chuffer would stop going on about being a massive narcissist all the time and give everyone else a break, yeah. He's not going to do that because he thinks it's a tactic now to overload with the false narrative. So you are going to see more Angry Alan. Don't worry, I'm okay. I think you are too. So remember, if you're good, you're good. And if you can't be good, be good. I always say this at the end. How have they got me so fucking wrong? He's a fucking wrong un. He's fucking said this about kids. Listen, if you can't be good, be good. I'm saying be good. And if you can't be good, you're naughty. You're naughty. You're not. In chat, you're not naughty. Okay, you're not naughty. But Christ. Christ. Don't keep doing that because it's Jesus. Some people get their egg on about that. If you've not offended people enough with your fucking funny joke about kids. Funny joke about kids. Funny. Not funny. Funny. Not funny. Not kids. What? Look, if you've not offended people enough already with that bullshit, now you're starting with Jesus. Oh, Jesus this and Jesus that. It's Jesus this and Jesus that now, is it? What? No. Look, be good, my little podcast. And if you